Welcome,
Ooh la
everybody, to
la.
the Midday Show. You can see we got Valerio back with us. Thanks for coming back.
That's
Unfortunately,
right.
Prad's still out today. He's not feeling too good under the weather, but I know Prad's a trooper. We call him Flatten Prad on the show, but
We
really
love you,
he's,
Prad.
to me, he's Prad the powerful. He's powerful Prad. He's persistent Prad, and I know for a fact he's going to be joining us back next week for the show. So prayers for a quick recovery, Prad, and hope you feel better. But with all that being said, welcome to Midday Movers. I know you guys liked our guests yesterday. We had Ian, Brandon, and Luca on yesterday. We're hoping to have them back on today. It's an exciting day
Absolutely.
today, and we hope you enjoy the show.
Yes, thank you so much, Tony, for doing an amazing job, guys. Yesterday was enjoying to watch you, to listen to you, and indeed, traders will be coming and showing their trades. Hopefully, some fire trades we're going to see. And you guys, please, as usual, be active on the chat, ask us anything, and support Tony and the rest of Trader TV Live. Smash the like button, and of course, we're wishing to Prad to get well as soon as possible. Anything you're keeping an eye on right now, Tony?
Oh, yes. Today's a massive day for the markets. Exciting news coming out about Twitter, actually. Elon Musk trying to buy it out. $54.20 a share. He had to do the 420 thing again. I was thinking he was going to bid 420 billion, 420 million, 420,000 for Twitter. Would have been about the same price, but he went with 54.20 instead. I believe Twitter's board is discussing whether or not they want to take that offer. And it will be a very interesting day for Twitter, but not just Twitter, for Tesla and DWAC as well. DWAC being Trump Media and Technology Group. I think it's been like an inverse play against Twitter as Elon Musk is trying to start his own social media network. So very exciting to see where that will be going today. Twitter today, as we're seeing, it was at $54 in the pre-market. I kid you guys not. There's a daily chart. If we go to 5 minutes today, we have seen when the news first came out that he was trying to buy out the company. It was pretty much, well, you don't see it on this chart, but it was $54 early in the pre-market. We're down quite a bit now, 46.67. Personally, I don't think this is great news for Twitter because Elon Musk pretty said, take my offer or leave it. If we're going to leave it, I'm going to dump my stake. So this could move very much to the downside, but so far it's very interesting. I'm very curious as to where it will go.
As you mentioned there, that you think those news are not that great. I was also thinking from that point of view how like other people feel, right, about the company potentially go private. That's why I was on the short side on Twitter today, guys. So I want to share my trade with you, Tony. Again, guys, this is my second day trading live with real money, and I am now flat to the positive direction. I mean, just very, very little profit, but again, so I went short today at 46.66. Honestly, I was looking for level 47.50. But again, as a new trader, I didn't have my keyboard set up properly, and that's why I had to get into the trade aggressively. So here I'm at 46.66. Twitter went against me, and my stop loss kicked me out at 47.39. So it's around like 80 cents against me. And then again, right away, I got into another short at 47.34, and my out just happened at 46.47. So I believe it's around dollar in the money. So again, I'm back to the flat territory. Super glad about this, which means I can keep trading and maybe turn this day into a profitable one.
That's right. It's Valera's second day trading, and she's already making massive plays on the markets. I think she's got a really, really successful future ahead of her in the trading business. So it's been phenomenal. Exciting trades.
Thank you.
But yeah, Twitter today, a massive mover. I'm actually really curious as to what happens to DWAC and Tesla today should news come out that either it goes through or it doesn't. We probably won't get the news today. It'll probably take at least a few days to talk it over. But Tesla today, towards the downside, we just hit pretty much, we broke through the 1,000 level. We're now at 987, and this has been a gap down for us. And obviously today, NASDAQ's down quite a bit today. We've been seeing NASDAQ down over 1%, a bit of a reversal from yesterday's 2% move to the upside. S&P today down not nearly as much, down about 1/3%, but it's obviously no environment for going long on the stocks. Especially if you're making plays on growth companies. So I'd be a little safer today if you want to be buying some large cap names. But nonetheless, we have seen no shortage of movers today. In fact, one of the top gainers I saw was once again Kaledo Biosciences, which we've been talking about a little bit on the show yesterday. This is one of the most bizarre trades I've been seeing recently. The company voted to disband, to fire all the employees, lay everyone off, because they're disbanding their operations. They're pretty much halting all current operations, and they said they're going to disband the remainder of the company, and yet it's absolutely ripping. This thing dropped. I'll pull up the chart in just a second here if I can find it. This thing dropped from 150 to essentially it was like 15 cents, and now we're ripping back up to the upside, up 20% today. KLDO, if I can, give me a second, guys, apologies for this. But yeah, Peloton, also a massive mover. Let me take a look at Peloton real quick, actually, if I can remember where it trades. I believe it's a NASDAQ. Now, let's see how this is moving today. Wow, some news are coming out today, possibly a buyout. I haven't hearing much news about it. Perhaps we'll move on
Peloton?
to... Yeah, Peloton. Have you heard any news about that?
I will check if I see anything.
Just a spy. Wow, we are moving. This is from 24. We gapped down, we moved down originally. It was a wick down. Now we're moving back up to the upside. It's going to get halted. It's up It's up to $26.
From the latest, I can see Peloton is raising subscription fees while cutting prices for its bikes and other equipment. Nice. Look at you. You're now switched for both of us. You're learning fast, Tone.
I try my best.
Yeah, so basically they're raising subscription fee but cutting prices for their equipment.
Yeah, that's it's very fascinating news. I think it's not quite as dramatic a move as I've been seeing back in February, or was it January? I forget exactly, but when they said they're going to stop pretty much production due to low sales, and that thing is a massive move down. Same with Upstart. It was very, very volatile at the start of the year. Exciting to see what happens with Peloton now. I think this move may or may not be warranted. We moved up $2 now. Looks like we want to move down just a little bit. If I can get my charts to work here. Apologies. View the 1 minute chart. And I believe what happened was we may have originally gapped up. Now we're moving down a little bit after the halt. So fascinating to see where that goes.
And you mentioned that Tesla there. Obviously, Tesla also didn't really like those news on Twitter and the Elon involvement. And here we go, guys. We touched 983. It's the low of the day for Tesla. And I wanted to bring higher time frame real quick to see maybe potential levels for this name. But again, if you're shorting from the open, congratulations to you guys, because definitely we are moving lower and lower. And here I will bring Tesla real quick for you, and we can take a look at higher time frame. When in doubt, zoom out. So here we can see that we are at 987 right now, and basically we still have room to go low for Tesla, potentially to that 970-ish area. Let's see if it's going to happen. QQQ now down more than 1%. So yeah. Hopefully we will find a good bottom today, and Tesla will show another run to the upside for some long opportunities.
Absolutely, many opportunities in today's market. I've been seeing a lot of tickers mentioned here in the chat, one of them being VERU. And this was a play we've been talking about since yesterday. We've been talking about it the entire week, actually, just because of how much this biotech is actually moving. I've been saying biotech has not been a good investment most of the time, but when this thing rips, it rips. And this looks like a multi-day runner. We'll take a look at it just now. I believe this thing was at $16 at one point today. That's pretty much a new, not all-time high, but actually I'm not quite sure if it's an all-time high or not, but it was a new relative high since the start of the move, from all the way down from $4. So take a look at VERU. It's now sitting at $16. Made another reversal back towards the upside. In fact, we broke 17 and a half. This thing is jam-packed, full of energy, and I think this thing has potential to go even higher. Again, we're only up 10% for a day now. We were up about 20, but no, once this thing starts consolidating a little bit and seeing perhaps it's testing VWAP as its support level, once this thing pretty much settles down, I'm interested in taking a long position to the upside. If this thing breaks the intraday high, sky's the limit, guys. This thing could go just about anywhere. Other trades we've been looking at, Peloton here, looks like we're consolidating, possibly moving back to the upside. I'm trying to get my trading view here to work. We're signing as Prad, so I get his watch list. What's really moving today? I know for a fact that the banks posted earnings today, most of the financial institutions. Wells Fargo today, I believe, missed earnings. Not too big, but wasn't nearly as impressive as all the other banks like Citigroup. So you see Wells Fargo was down 7% at one point. This is a major bank mover for today. Obviously, Wells Fargo doesn't trade on NASDAQ. But we're now sitting at 46.75, trying to make a little bit of a reversal here, actually. Massive candle here. I'm not sure if that was news or not. But this thing tested 45 today. And so that's quite a bit down from where we were yesterday. I thought JP Morgan's miss yesterday was a really bad premonition for today's earnings, but looks like the market, banks. I can't talk here, guys. Apologies. But it looks like the banks are pretty much just inversing the market here. Where today we actually have a down day on Nasdaq, but all the banks are surging, except of course Wells Fargo. Might see what happens to this thing.
Tony, you mentioned Prad there. Prad is in the chat. Prad, hi,
Prad's
we love you.
Hey.
Please get well soon and rest well. So yeah, thank you for coming and saying hi. Happy to see you on the chat. And Tony, actually, someone on the chat asking about LEXX.
LEXX.
It's up 43%. We have 31 million volume, and there are news that Lixaria Bioscience shares rise after positive data for study for hypertension treatment. So some positive data, and this is the catalyst for stock to run to the upside.
Wow, that's really incredible. Now I know from yesterday when I'm ranting against biotech, you don't really want to play a lot of these, small, low floater, no name companies. But when these things run, they run 43% now, or 41%. I'm seeing off of not even like a phase 2 or phase 3, but just off of a study here. So it must have been really, really good results. These biotech names, a lot of them, they move quite a bit intraday. You saw what happened with VERU. You saw what happened with Longeveron. I think there's quite a few names as well over the past few months, and this could be an absolute runner here. We're seeing that this thing actually posted pretty much a high at the start of the day at around 550. Now we're pretty much trying to move back up. We're at 478 at the moment, and we're seeing a lot of size on the bid here. A lot of sides on the offer as well. So it's a very active market, very good volume. That's always what you want to see when you're trading these momentum stocks. You can get in, get out of a position, and hopefully not move the markets too much with your order. But wow. So this is off of hypertension news, from some study they were doing. That's pretty fascinating.
Study for hypertension treatment, and you were right there, just 5 million free float on that.
5 million. It's really small float. People can buy out the entire free flow of this company if you have someone with deep pockets here. So incredible. I want to see what happens to this today. If it goes above, I think the relative high at around 4.8, 4.9 possibly, I might just get into this name and we'll see what happens. At the moment, looks like we want to test that, so that's quite incredible. Now, what else is moving in the markets today? Apologies. I'll try to pull up our watch list here. There's quite a few losers, actually. In fact, on a biotech name, we actually have Protagonist Therapeutics. It's a very fascinating company. This thing is down 22%, which is what happens when you're a biotech investor sometimes. I believe the news was the FDA is revoking its breakthrough designation for one of its blood treatment therapies, or was it a drug? I believe it was a drug. But that's what happens when you invest in biotech. Now, this company, if I can pull up a chart real quick on my trading view over here, this company has been flying all over the place recently. And I remember back in August, this is going to be Prad's charts you're going to be seeing here. This thing moved all the way down from pretty much, it was at $50, gapped all the way down here. Well, Prad, you have some really complicated charts, I got to say. I'm not quite sure how to pilot this. I got to sign out of your account or something. But this thing moved from essentially $50 all the way down to around $12. This was back in September, August. Off of the FDA halted their clinical treatment for, it was like news pending or something to that effect. And they wanted more information from the firm. What a firm delivered, and this thing moved all the way back up from essentially $18 all the way to 35, so doubled in a single day. But now we're moving back down to the downside today when the FDA took away the breakthrough designation and we're down 21%. With biotech, you got to be careful. You can wake up one day, could double your money or lose it all. So it's easier to trade it, I think, when it's already running and you as a day trader rather than a long-term holder. So that's the thing with biotechs. Got to be careful with them.
Great stuff, Tony. And guys, please make sure you send tickers you want to talk about on the chat so we can bring them up. And as you were talking about watch list there, guys, make sure you have our watch list added to your bookmarks so you have an easy access to it. You can check it every morning. We post it at around 8-10 a.m. Absolutely free. And very important big movers in here. We also have archive, which means you can go all the way back to March 2021 to see what stocks were doing at that time. And here we mentioned that it's a big day for banks. So maybe we can take a look at some banks. MS, Morgan Stanley, was up earlier. I don't know how's it going right now, while Wells and Fargo doing not so great.
That's right. A lot of the banks here have been actually moving upwards today, surprisingly. Morgan Stanley, I believe it was up quite a bit at one point. Morgan Stanley, actually, I'm going to try to find a ticker.
1.6% in pre-market.
I'm pulling up the wrong ticker. Apologies, guys. I had my watch list saved here, but we're logged into Fran's account, unfortunately. I got to figure out how to pilot this. MS is the ticker. So moving up 1% today. It was a lot higher at one point. We're now sitting at 85.40. Quite a few bids on the quite a few bids here, but at one point we were at 87.90, trying to test the 87 level, got rejected immediately. Now we're moving back down to the downside, still up 1.5%. So we have, I believe we might be making a bottom here. This is a play that I kind of want to go in on. Obviously, VWAP is going to be our resistance level for today. That wasn't really acting much as support, unfortunately, so I'm not quite sure if VWAP is going to be the resistance, but all I can say is that this stock looks to be trending upwards, as with a lot of the other banks, exception being naturally Wells Fargo, but looks like we have a bank reversal today, so that's going to be really exciting to look at. The banks don't care about NASDAQ or how the S&P is doing, evidently, because the banks today really, really strong. Now, if I can get my trading view to work over here, I actually had a hot list saved, but before that happens, we're just going to be looking at more market movers today. One thing that a lot of people have been telling me about actually was Upstart from yesterday. Now, Upstart is a fintech loan company. They pretty much give out loans based off of, they say, the potential to make money, not quite exactly how much money you're making currently. That's really fascinating and really beneficial for me because they gave me a loan when I had absolutely no income and no pretty much no stable income. And so I took that money, bought a car, 15% APR. But, you know, the reason was, for that reason, I think Upstart is very, very fascinating firm. I think Valeria has something to say here, actually.
I just really wanted to quickly say two things. I believe that there are some notifications coming to the computer. People can hear that because maybe headphones connected into the computer. So I don't know if, like, you can mute the chat, or I already wrote it to Lucas if he can come check it out. So, guys, please stay with us. We will fix it really quick. And also, people ask you maybe if you have YouTube channel or something.
Do I have a YouTube channel?
You can write on our chat, and then people will tag you. Do you post on your YouTube channel?
I had at one point. If you guys manage to find it, please don't bring it up. That was really, really cringe a few years ago. I'm trying to do something similar to what I'm doing now, but back then I was like, hey guys, it's me, Tony again. Welcome to the Tony Show. This is what moved, boring stuff like that. So hopefully you guys don't find it.
Cool. No, I want to find it so bad right now, guys. If you find it, let me know.
No, don't find it. No, please don't.
Yeah, but their point was like to tag you. But again, guys, I'm always here. If you have any great questions for Tony, I will be more than happy to bring it up to Tony, or just write Tony and write your question or the name of the stock.
Fascinating. Now, unfortunately, I kind of screw up with my layout here at the back. I'm losing the entire chat and my watch list. Hopefully, we can solve these technical issues soon. But I signed out of Prad's TradingView account, so we're going to have the naked chart as we did yesterday. What always fascinated me about the markets is that you can see exactly what you got and what you missed out on. It's kind of like life in a way where we have infinite opportunities, but you have finite capital. We all have the same 24 hours in a day as we do the same, I believe, 6.5 hours in the market. But how you spend that capital, it's up to you. And so there are a lot of great equalizers in life. But what I always found fascinating about trading is that you can kind of see what you got and what you missed out on. For me personally, back October 21st, 22nd, I was trading DWAC. I was in it at $13 when I first heard the news. Whether or not you like Trump, you have to admit he's a character and he has a following. And so that's what I was thinking. I'm saying this is going to explode. How is this SPAC going to become Trump Media Technology Group? It's only at $13. But, so I said this is absolutely a buy. Of course, me being paper-handed, I got out at 17, called it, a massive winner. And, it went to, $50 the same day. Next day opened up, halted, hit a peak of 175. And so, man, I was ripping my hair out that day. I was regretting everything. But, the thing is, in life,
right click. Yeah. So basically, Johnny, sorry if we interrupted you there. So
No.
basically, process that if you right-click your Discord, like you can exit it.
Ooh, right click.
Yeah,
Let
because
me
like
try to close everything here.
obviously notifications that arrive like
Oh,
goes to
gotcha.
viewers' ears.
No, I'm so sorry,
Sorry
guys.
for that.
Got some
No, it's all good.
technical issues here. Hopefully, I can sign out of everything on this end. But I mean, obviously, I'm just trying to stall here while I'm trying to pull my charts up, trying to stall you guys with a story. But imagine in life, you can see everything you missed out on, like you could with the trades you missed out on. Could you imagine if life said to you, hey, you know that promotion you really wanted at work a while ago, but you're too scared to ask for it? Well, guess what? You would have got it right as you left the company or something to that effect. Hey, you know that guy or girl you really wanted to ask out, but you had no courage to do so? Well, they would have said yes, but unfortunately, you missed out on it. So what's really fascinating about trading to me is that you can really see all the opportunities you took and the ones you missed out on. Unfortunately, sometimes you pull your hair out. But what I mean to say in all this is that you can't compare trades to other people. You just have to look at it on an absolute sense and try to, I guess, beat the S&P and try to do your very best for yourself in trading. But you can't always compare trades to other people because there's always going to be someone that's doing better than you and always someone that's doing worse than you. And I'm going to end this spiel and try to get back to my charts over here. Valeria, do you have any other trades that you think you might be able to recommend for us at the moment? Or perhaps you can take a look at Twitter again. I want to see how this trade is actually moving.
Absolutely. I mean, I will be looking for more opportunities. I'm not sure, what would I trade? And definitely not recommending trades in here. I'm trying to manage myself, my second day live. But absolutely, guys, I like Tesla, and even I don't really trade Tesla now because, again, I just began and I have $50 shut down, and we all know how Tesla can move $50 in 1 minute. But again, I can potentially trade Tesla if I see great move and it will be consistent to the one or the other direction. Otherwise, my stop loss on Tesla should be like around $2, and like $2 move for Tesla is nothing. Anyways, we are kind of like a little bit higher in that 986 level, but all the room to go back to that 983 level on Tesla as QQQ down 1.31% now, and we can see that QQQ moving sideways. So again, when volume comes, maybe we will see some spike, big move. But again, I'm also looking for this 983 level if Tesla will make double bottom on that and will go higher, or if we will break it to the downside and go lower.
That's right. We got a lot of possibilities here in the market. It's really exciting. Q's really starting to move to the downside now, perhaps giving away all the gains we made yesterday. Taking a look at the top gainers here, we're not really seeing too much. We have Luxario Bioscience mentioned earlier. We have Borex Tech, really a small penny mover today. And we've got Claris Therapeutics. This thing was a SPAC. It was at $10. Now it's at $1. Moving a bit to the upside today. I'm not sure if there is news. CRXT, the inverse of my holdings that I'm still bag holding, by the way. Don't buy it. I know I was joking yesterday when I told you guys to pump it. You don't want to do this. I have the reverse Midas touch. I call it the Midas curse. When I enter into a trade, you want to inverse me because it's going to be going the other way. So CRXT, however, I want to pull up the chart for this and take a look at it. This thing is moving. It's pretty explosive today. It actually had a run up quite a bit earlier. I don't think there's much news. This company here makes some sort of testosterone pill or treatment or therapy. But this was a SPAC, by the way. This was Blue Water Acquisition Corp. And back when there was like a lot of de-SPACing plays, this thing, I believe, had a 97% redemption rate. So nobody had any shares. And so when it was when it completed the actual merger, this thing popped 200% all the way to $30. But of course, since then, the company wasn't actually very exciting. We're all the way back down here now. But today, massive volume, 67 million shares traded. Absolutely insane. And so we are now moving towards the upside, 33% now from the relative bottom here. This was actually at 170 at one point earlier today, but now I believe we are now just moving down. So, I believe that's Pratt on my screen here, trying to move me around. But yeah, that essentially was a CRXT play. It could be moving back up, but again, with the markets now heading a bit lower, we shall see where that happens.
Someone brought V for Visa in here. Tony, your charts just disappeared. Can you see that?
No, everything. Yeah, everything just disappeared over here.
What happened?
I think someone's trying to move my...
Anyways, if you need any help, let me know. Maybe someone can go take a look at that.
Yeah, that'll be all right. I'll just step away for just a second. Sorry about the technical difficulties here, guys. We're going to try to return to the show, but for the moment, you're in good hands with Valeria. I'll be back in just a moment. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, please, Tony, don't leave me alone here for a long time. And guys, please support the show, support the Tony. He's doing fantastic. I love to see that you are so kind, supportive, and please like this video again for everybody. Tomorrow is a holiday. Markets will be closed, so there is no show tomorrow. Today is the last trading day of this week, and I hope, guys, you are having a great day. Miss V, Neo, please. Let's take a look at Neo, guys, as you ask. Another EV maker in here. Let's see how NEO is doing. NEO is also down 3.38%. Again, I'm not sure there are any news on NEO. Might be following what Tesla doing right now, but I will double check for you and see if there are any. Actually, I feel like it's more not a faction of Tesla on NEO, but other Chinese stocks, because here you can see that US listed shares of Alibaba Group holding down, JD.com, Pinduoduo, Xpeng, and NEO. So basically, it's Chinese group stocks are on the move to the downside today. And we can also take a look at higher time frame on NEO to see for potential levels. NEO on New York. So let's see, guys, we still kind of have more room for NEO, as I can see, to go lower. I can see here good support level at around 19.39 level, but again, today's low is 19.58. So let's see if we will find the bottom in here, or might go lower on that name. And another also BABA, guys, I think you don't mind if I take a look at this one. Also negative day for BABA. We are now at $96.18, and we have Alibaba on our watch list. Again, here we see Alibaba that's trading lower after breaking the 100 barrier again. So that's what's going on with Chinese names, but looks like a wonderful day to short Chinese names. Now half of my charts disappear. I don't understand what's going on.
Oh geez, we got someone playing around.
Are yours
got
back?
a ghost here. We're being haunted on our PCs.
I don't know. Who's hacking us, guys? Stop it right now.
Yeah, we're getting hacked over here. Apologies for the technical glitches, guys. Hope you can bear with us. I'm losing connection to the chat, so if any of you guys are trying to tell me something, unfortunately can't see anything. I might just have to entertain you with some of my stories about trading here until I get my charts set up. But what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, biotech names, very fascinating, moving a lot, quite a bit today. I'm trying to pull a watch list, but just pause for a moment until I think of some of the stocks to pull up. We're talking about some of the biotech names I was trading. In fact, the best name I ever had was all right, I'll entertain you guys with the story, I guess, for a moment. DWAC over here, as I was mentioning a while ago, massive mover here. I actually caught into this trade back here. Today we're kind of stabilizing here. I'm curious as to where DWAC is going to go. This thing is an inverse Twitter play at the moment. Looks like we found a base though. But like I was saying, this has become like a political stock kind of, but you know, I personally don't think there's any politics or any morality in terms of trading. You trade to make money. And DWAC, I think, is a massive name. I like it a lot. Trump Media, I think Twitter needs a competitor. Obviously, if Musk is joining Twitter and Musk takes it over, well, people are saying Donald Trump's going to be back on Twitter if Elon Musk ends up buying the company, because he's always saying free speech this, free speech that. He's going to bring everybody that got banned back on board, I believe. So it'll be very fascinating. I think DWAC, unfortunately, might crash if the Twitter buyout deal gets approved. But so we're down 3.24% today over here on DWAC. But I believe this, on a technical basis solely, this has a lot of room to run here, because we were back up over 100 when the app first launched, and that wasn't so long ago. That was back early March, and that's when the markets were crashing. Unfortunately, DWAC has been inversing the markets recently, and today, I think with the Twitter news, it's about to get really exciting. Not just for DWAC, not just for Twitter, but also for Tesla, because people are thinking, if Elon Musk's going to be managing Twitter and he's going to be, the owner and CEO of Twitter, well, he's probably not going to be able to have, that much time spent over on Tesla. So we shall see what happens to these three names. I believe they are going to be the play of the day, at least in terms of the big movers, or at least not the big movers per se, but the larger companies to look at. And, very, very fascinating news. We shall see what happens going over here.
Absolutely. Someone on the chat, Diamond Realty of Miami. Realty? Okay. Please make a Twitter poll, long versus short. What do you think about poll idea, Tony? If you do, are you long or short on Twitter today?
Am I long or short on Twitter? Personally, I think today's news is pretty bad.
Yeah.
Like, people were trading at 54 today in the pre-market as though the deal was confirmed. But I think the deal pretty much says, like, I'm looking at the options chain as well, right? I thought it was going to be a gamma collapse where all these strikes for the calls above 55 would pretty much, evaporate, just because Elon Musk saying, I'm going to buy for 54.20, or I'm dumping my stake because I don't want any of Twitter if I'm not the one running it. So I'm surprised, actually, that a lot of the options with like call options above 55 strikes still have any value going for them. But no, I'm bearish on Twitter, actually. I think, one, they're not going to accept it. I don't think they're going to want to accept it. I think the reason they offered Musk the board seat in the first place was to make sure he doesn't try to buy out the entire company. That's why they imposed a 15% restriction on him. But they clearly don't want him taking over the company. And so for me, I think 54.20 is a very nice premium compared to where it was back in March and February before all this news came out, because it was trading at around the $37 range, I believe. The Musk news obviously spiked a lot higher. But no, I think it's bearish news because I don't think they're going to accept it. And if they don't, Elon Musk says he doesn't want to be a part of it. So it's going to flush to the downside. We might go back to the 40 level if the deal doesn't go through. So, I don't think the risk reward is there, because if it goes through, it's going to go up. What's at the moment? It was like 46, 47. So it has about $7, $8 to run to the upside. But if it doesn't go through, we can be back down. Well, I guess $7, $8 to the downside as well, because that's where it was before. But I don't want to take that bet. I think it's up in the air, so what's going to happen. But options market are implying a move of 80% on the implied volatility for those that expire in May, so about 4 trading weeks away from here. Market's not implying a huge move. Options market isn't, obviously, so I don't think it's going to be too explosive, but I'm bearish at the moment. That's all I can say. And,
I actually saw that VERU chart.
Should I put it back to you for a moment?
Sure, VERU is on Nasdaq, right? I believe, yep, that's right. So guys, we can see here on the chat that we also have sellers around this area on VERU at around 16.40, which didn't allow VERU to jump back to day highs at 17.50. But again, this name looks good, and we can see here a good level at around 15.44, 15.31. If we break to the downside, we have a lot of room to go back to that day low at 13.20. But again, it was a crazy jump to the upside, and VERU is a crazy name. What was that jump? It deserves rocket ship from me. It's back on you, Tony.
Back to me. Oh, apologies. I think our PC here actually crashed. So I have the pleasure of looking at my face, or this still chart of Tesla if you so want to. But unfortunately, I can't be pulling up any other charts for you guys. I try to pull down a list of stories here, things to say in case I get stuck. Honestly, props to Brad for running the show on a daily basis. I don't know how he does it. My voice is already dry and we're only half an hour in, and that's with Valeria here helping me pretty much every few seconds when I'm running out of things to say. I'm like, passing it back to Valeria here. So shout out to you, Brad. You are a trooper. You are a tank. But I think...
actually, I can bring you the other name so you can
bring
see the chart. And here, someone brought from the chat VSTM. We trade on 3 million volume, up 27%, and this move to the upside happening right now. I want to see if we have any news on that name, and something tells me that we have a low free float on it. I see that the only news is RBC, Royal Bank of Canada, starts with outperform rating and $5 price target. So we have some good ratings from RBC on that name. obviously this is the catalyst for this jump, and I'm dying to know free float on VSTM. Let's see, guys. Free float is, it's actually not that low float name. It's 184 million free float and 3% short interest. So yeah, it's some solid free float. And thank you for bringing us names, guys. We appreciate it a lot. And please continue. If you see anything happening, you have questions, drop it on the chat. Hi, Valeria. Can you check BBBY? Absolutely. BBBY was downgraded today. Let me check, double check for you who did that to BBBY and what's the target. So price target $15, downgraded by Talsi Advisory Group, Bad Bath and Beyond. And let's go to that name, BBBY on Nasdaq. Yeah. Yay, here we go. Wow. Before that, thank you so much, Diamond Realty of Miami, for your super chat. Appreciate it so much, guys. You're just great and awesome. I hope you're having a profitable day. We can take a look at BBBY. Actually, crazy drop to the downside at the open. Let me see. So here was the open at 9:30. We went all the way to $16 on BBBY, and then kind of V-shaped recovery all the way back to 17.40. Great recovery for BBBY. We're still down more than 3% on the day, but beautiful move to the upside. And also, let's take a look at higher time frame on BBBY to see potential levels and where we can go. BBBY also recent earnings reporter, guys. So if you remember, was a positive or negative report, let me know. As we can see, the previous close was even with the open, so I don't see here any kind of station where it can fill the gap with the previous close. But yeah, we're definitely like right in here. If we break this level of 17.26, we have room to go higher, but also we have a lot of room to go lower on the day for BBBY, at least to the day lows at $16. Oh, almost showed your password. No, I didn't.
No,
don't worry,
it's
guys. Don't hack Tony. We can take a look what people on the chat talk about that.
Oh, it's all good. I think I have everything set up back now. You can swap it back to me if you'd like.
You good?
Yeah, I'm good. Sorry about that, guys. Thanks a lot for coding in with us. My PC just crashed in right now, but shout out to Mark. He got everything working again. Fantastic guy. He's our tech support. We always run to him. He always helps us. So biggest shout out to him. Sorry about temporary pause there, but I finally got my TradingView working again. I signed to my account instead of Prad, so the charts might be a bit easier for me to see. But so far, we're seeing, I want to take back a look at ATR actually. This was a huge play yesterday. I was talking about it a lot. This thing's back up 7% today to the upside. And I was saying this is a multi-day runner. It's a proven runner because we've seen it do the exact same thing before on multiple occasions. Today we hit a high of 655. So unfortunately that's kind of bearish to me actually, because we have 664 was our high of the day yesterday. And looks like this is a relatively strong level of resistance. So, you know, I think whether or not we can break above it is to be seen. I would like to go long on this if we can break the high of day from yesterday. But I think this is still in play for at least the end of this week and possibly next week as well. As you can see, this is just moving, soaring towards the upside. This play is kind of like Pratt. You can't get the guy down. You know, he's soaring. You know, you might have a pullback. He might need a break every once in a while when he gets sick. But no, he just keeps on storming higher and higher and higher. And I think that's ATR at the moment. You know, yesterday I thought it might have been over for the play. We gapped down this morning. But no, traders saying, nope, we are taking ATR even higher. And I'm very surprised to see where this opens Monday morning. Because after a long weekend, as I see it, a lot of people become antsy. They want to see a play going. They want to make something happen. And people will probably decide they look at ATR and have the urge to buy it after not being able to buy it on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So Monday morning, 4 a.m., markets open. People storm the markets and they say, give us some ATR. So I'm curious as to where this moves Monday morning. I believe this could be a huge gapper to the upside, depending on how we close today. If we break the upside, today's high 655. You know, sky's the limit. If it breaks today's high, essentially yesterday's high, ooh, it's off to the races. I think that's a massive trade for anybody to take, really, if it breaks the high of day today. And, you know, if you don't want to hold it over the weekend, you know, we're day traders here, and day trade the world. We can't be holding overnight positions. But even for the rest of the day today, suppose something happens in power hour or even before then, I think this could be a really, really good long opportunity above 664. The 5 minutes, again, looking weak at the moment. I wouldn't buy in just now, but like I said, just like Prad the Powerful, we are only moving higher, and this is going to be doing tremendous, in my opinion. So we'll have to see what happens to that for the rest of today. Besides that, Twitter now about to go red. We are now just up 0.11%, and this thing was up again $54 early in the pre-market, but really, really early, like around 4 or like 5 in the morning. People are treating it as if it was confirmed. Clearly not. And like I was saying, I was bearish on Twitter. Looks like, you know, this one a few times I might actually be right. We filled the gap entirely to the downside today. And we're just waiting for this to go red, which I believe it was 5 cents from actually going red on the day. So I find that to be really, really fascinating. We have to wait for news as to whether or not the board of directors is going to accept Elon Musk's bid. I think it might not go through just because they didn't want it to. We have evidence they didn't want him to buy out the company previously by offering him a board seat under the condition he doesn't take more than 14.9% of the float. He turned down the board seat, and you know, hindsight's 2020, obviously. But even then, I was thinking he bought 9% of the company, rejected the board seat. This can only mean one thing: he wants the entire company. Because why else would he reject the board seat when he could have pretty strong influence? He doesn't just want to be a board member; he wants to have the company. And how often is it in history where you have the richest man in the world and he really wants something also quite large, but this man's net worth is like 7 or 8 times the market cap of Twitter. So I'm, you know, we're living in very, very interesting times here, guys. So this is probably news of the year, in my opinion, to see what happens. If the buyout does go through, that's going to be exciting. That's all I can really say. I think I'm going to be glued to Twitter. I'm going to be glued to DWAC, and I'm going to be glued to Tesla for the rest of today. And we'll just have to see what happens. Perhaps,
I like to hear that you're going to be glued to Tesla, because I'm also glued. Do you like this animation, Tony?
The animation, ooh.
It's me driving my Tesla.
Beautiful. That's commemorative of your first trade, wasn't it? You know, you made
yeah, that's right. I don't know. That's why I'm not scared to trade Tesla. Well, I mean, it's already my second day. I'm still not in there. But again, guys, I'm just being, how to say that, my risk management. I cannot like allow myself to jump into the 1,000 worth stock with those crazy moves. But I will be back, Tesla. Don't miss me too much. And here we received a video message from our viewer. This is saying this is animation for Prad.
Fred.
Okay, obviously we were supposed to hear something. Ooh la la. What is that?
That's Brad for you.
Okay. Thank you so much, guys. I love your creativity in the name. D. Bulad, thank you. You're super cool and fun. You send us the super chats, this animations every day. I love it.
And once again, thank you, everybody.
We need one for Tony.
Maybe not for that. I'm just here for temporary. But Pratt's going to be back. Unfortunately, I can't see the chat today. But thank you again for all the support. You know, if you send me a message, unfortunately, I can't see it. So I'm going to have to ask my... Do
you have Google?
I do have Google, but I'm not signed in at the moment. I had some technical issues just now, and I had to restart the entire PC. So I'm signed in as a guest, unfortunately. So I'm going to try to start my P Pro 8. I'll be just commentating trades, less so than taking them. But... you know, I think hopefully we can put on just as entertaining a show for you guys today. And but yeah, Twitter at the moment, I just see it move towards the downside.
Is a big sorry for interrupting you, Tony, but I can see the chat and people are signing in there that VERU is dropping. And as I said before to you guys, like a lot of sellers in here, as we can see, and there is potential drop. Let's see if we will go back to that low of the day, 13.20, or more buyers will come, and maybe like this level, also good support level at 14.76. So let's see if we break that one, or will rebound back to the upside out of that one. Someone says bye bye VERU. Let's see again, like it was over there, came here. Who said it cannot do that crazy jump again? Did you ever trade VERU before?
VERU, yes. I actually had a short on that name not super long ago. In fact, I believe it was the first day we ripped. Pretty bad day for the company, actually. A lot of our traders on the floor. Unfortunately, we got caught short, which I guess it's understandable seeing that the stock made like a 300% move in a single day. Luckily for me, I shorted it when everybody else pretty much got margin called. So I made, about $1 or $2 in the money from high to the low, I believe from 13 to around 11, but that thing wouldn't budge. That thing was just holding strong. And from there, I kind of knew this was not your regular biotech play, the types that pop and then gap down the next day. And we filled a gap entirely in about 2 or 3 days, kind of like some of the names I'm holding. Maybe I'll pull that up in a second. But no, this stock has been looking really strong. I think this looks to be a bearish move, but again, we broke towards like a new high today, and this was a 52-week high. So unfortunately, a bit of a cool down here. This looks a bit like a short, but we got a lot of levels of support to the downside here. I believe 1370 looks really strong. High of day previously, about 1450. This to me is a level of support. So if we can kind of hold that level around 1450, I'm curious to see where it leads us. And yeah, it'll be very, very fascinating to see. But
we received super chat from
Super
Dominic Famularo.
Thank you very
Fam,
much.
for your super chat. That's right. Anyone who thinks this is bye-bye VERU hasn't been paying attention this week. Total facepalm moment, says Dominic. Ouch.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, again, as I said before, yeah, we have some drop, but it's nothing dramatic. And again, as we spiked to the upside from 13 to 17, what was this, like 950? This is 1030. Okay, it's a long of time, but anyways, I mean, it's also important to see what markets do. QQQ is now down more than 1%. Again, we are moving sideways on that one. And I am interested to see what's up with Tesla. Someone said, like, Valeria, just buy 1 share of Tesla. Guys, 10 shares is the minimum you can buy on our platform. And a $2 move on 10 shares, it's like $20 and $50 shut down. Tesla actually kind of trying to go higher here. Again, we can see that was trying to break that 992 990 level in general and show some strength, but didn't really work. So let's see. Again, whole trading day is ahead, power hour is coming, but definitely those Twitter news affected Tesla today.
Absolutely. Tesla and I believe DWAC as well are pretty much like an inverse Twitter move, but Twitter itself is now moving towards the downside. The other two aren't really moving, so that's to me what I think the correlation is between the two. But as Blair was mentioning, QQQ today massively to the downside. I think we're just trying to trade in between this range. I got my fib retracement up looking here, and I think the 0.382 level is our level of support, but we can't quite break through the 0.5 level here. I think that this is just going to be the range we're trading at until we break one way or the other. Both levels looking like really strong support and resistance over here. We're not being able to break around 348. Try to break through multiple times. 347, 348 seems to be the level. Meanwhile, 339, 340 towards the downside. We tried to crack that quite a few times. It has previously been a level of support where we couldn't really close the day below that level. And so I think this is going to be do or die right now for the Qs. Again, we have made a massive pullback on the year. People are saying 6, 7 rate hikes. I think this is massively overdue. Inflation was massive. I was going to Tim's the other day. I noticed I was being charged extra for my bagel. And so I thought I put in the wrong order, but really it was because of inflation. I'm seeing it firsthand. My bagel went from $1.50 to $1.60. And that's inflation for you. So when I saw the number come out at 8.5, I wasn't surprised because my bagel itself went up 7%. So, everything's going up, up, and up. I think we're due for a correction. It's time for the Fed to act. I think I've been hawkish for a while now. And it's my opinion that we are due for a pullback because even if you look at the log chart for the Qs, this thing has looked exponential. This is the log chart, by the way, and this thing's just crawling up. Not crawling up, sorry. It's surging up. The log chart's supposed to be a lot slower than this, but no, this looks as though it's not a log chart. So tech names, companies that don't really make money, a lot of these speculative growth plays, biotechs especially, have not been doing very hot since the end of last year. XBI, for instance, we're now at $88, which is essentially half of where we were last year during the February peak, where it was a buy everything bubble. Speculative growth names, biotechs that don't have a lot of promise, companies that are running out of money, burning through cash like mad, and have no net assets. They have to raise more debt or sort of sell more equity. These things were in play last year, but this year we're cooling off just a little bit, and we're actually a little bit is probably not the right for. We're cooling off a lot. The XBI side, biotech sector, is now down about half. And so I think in the long run, this is a buy. But again, you have to consider the monetary environment. I was saying a 30-year fixed mortgage now at 5.25%. I'm not getting a house anytime soon, evidently. Not that I was too close to getting in the first place. But just be careful this year when you're trading these names, guys, because a lot of growth stocks, they're out of play. They're not very hot anymore. They're good in 2020, good 2021. But now you might start seeing some blue chip stocks come into play here as good investments moving forward.
Tony, great stuff there.
Thank
I
you.
love hearing to your insights. Great job on that. And also here a little bit off topic. Stop Console Wars asking, what is your favorite on bagel? Do you like bagels?
I do like bagels. We have a
Okay.
Tim's essentially like right connected to our building here. For those of you in the States who don't have Tim's there, unfortunately, I was living in the States for the past 10 years myself, so all it's new to
Nice.
me. But we have Dunkin' Donuts in the States, I believe. About as many Dunkin' Donuts as we have Tim's here in Canada. So Tim's is our Dunkin' Donuts. And
Which
so
one is the best?
which one's the best? All right, sorry. Getting to the point. I like the everything bagel with butter because butter is free. For cream cheese, you have to pay an extra $1. I take the butter free. You know, I like it that way. So that's what I take. Do you like bagels?
I do like bagels. Don't eat them too much because, like, bread. Like, I become bigger from eating
Oh,
bread, so
that's
I'm
right.
trying like to not eat that much bread. But yeah, I love bagels. But I would say I like more eggs Benedict on
Eggs
bread.
Benedict.
Yeah,
Wow.
like that kind of sandwiches. So can you
Mhm.
compare Tim Hortons and Dunkin' Donuts? It's like similar.
Yeah, I'd say it's very similar. They sell the same products. Here we got bagels, coffee, donuts, and that's essentially what Dunkin's known for back in the States. I can't say I was a huge Dunkin' fan just because I did not live near one. I was in like the rural South back when I was in the States, North Florida. I was in Atlanta for a while. So I can't really speak too
Nice.
much to Dunkin', but I've been going to Tim's pretty much every single day. I've been in Canada just because they have really cheap bagels, really good donuts. I'm not a coffee drinker myself, but if I was, I'd be there all the time. So we're not sponsored by Tim's, by the way. I'm just speaking from my heart over here. But yeah, if I could make a comparison, I'd imagine Dunkin' to be just as good.
Okay, but anyways, if in Canada here, Tim Hortons want to sponsor Tony, please contact us and we will be down. Okay, guys, let's go back to the markets. Thank you so much for that
Thank you.
nice conversation. And we have a super chat here from the Lure Guy Brad. Thank you so much. I hope you're having a great day. And it's a question for you. Tony, what is your favorite chart setup to take a trade? So, do you want to talk about this a little bit?
Sure. For me, I like to keep things simple. I notice when you put too many indicators on your chart, here I have my MACDs up. I also use fib retracement sometimes. But what I found is just using simple support, resistance levels. Sometimes you put in some lines, look at channels. The thing is, as I see it, the markets are not just a bunch of lines moving everywhere. This is an indicator of like mass psychology. You want to kind of move with the markets, participate with the markets, as Greg would say, but you don't want to anticipate where the market is going to go. You want to take the easy part of trade. And so what I like to use then is to just look at the things that everybody else is looking at, the things that, in my opinion, are the most used, because they seem to be working the best as I see it. I like to use support, resistance lines, just seeing if you break to an all-time high, that's a long. If it's a new 52-week low, I'd say short that. It's somewhere in between. We have to see what happens recently. For instance, I like the XBI at the moment in the long-term play here. Looks like we found a bottom at a 80. This level has been moved a lot, here in the past. Again, it's a pretty big range, so I think moving back up to all-time highs here at around the 171 level is going to be tough. But I just use simple support, resistance lines, and to me, that's what I do. But for me, again, I'm a long-term holder, so I can't really speak too much to day trading. But we're going to have a lot of traders come up here in a little bit, and they're going to have a lot more to say regarding this.
Sean says on the chat, Tony, Twitter shareholder Saudi Prince Al-Waleed rejects Musk beat on Twitter.
Wow. Yeah, that evidenced by how Twitter's now down about 1.5%. That seems to make sense. I don't think this deal is going through. I'm bearish on Twitter, and I believe that if this deal doesn't go through, we're going to fill the gap all the way back down to 39. And so we're going to wait for the news to officially come out. And if Elon Musk dumps his stake, he owns 9% of the company. That's, we're seeing a lot of volume traded now, especially as a lot of people are becoming more and more interested in the saga that is Twitter. But I don't think the market can handle it all that easily. So once Musk says, all right, I give up, I don't want to own a piece of this anymore, you can see also DWAC now kind of moving up to the upside. If you look on the intraday chart, good news for DWAC. As long as Twitter stays the way it is, and a lot of people don't like Twitter, in the current moment. So you have a lot of conservatives that kind of want to create their own platform through DWAC. I think this is very fascinating news. I don't think the Twitter buyout is going to go through. I don't think Musk is going to get his way. And, I think this just might collapse back down to around the 40 level.
Actually, yeah, I'm looking at Twitter right now also, and I was telling you earlier, Tony, I was short on Tesla, and if I had diamond hands instead of paper hands, maybe it would be a great trade for me. But here my out was at 46.49. We are now at 45.2, and there was a level there. But again, if I had more shares, maybe I could split it. I would make my first out there and then hold a little bit longer, but I went all in and got out here. It's all good. We're learning, becoming better, but again, would be very nice short trade on Twitter. If you guys still holding your shorts on Twitter, let us know your levels.
That's right. Well, that was a really good trade, but I think kind of to what I was saying earlier, the thing with the markets is you can always look back and say, oh, I should have done that. You're never going to see more regrets than when you come onto a trading floor. Every day someone's like face palming themselves saying, man, why didn't I take that trade, or why didn't I hold that trade? I think the thing is it's really hard. And the most common mistake, I think, well, I wouldn't say it's a mistake, but the most common phenomenon, and I'm very much guilty of this myself, is just not being able to hold a trade. You see the money come in, you kind of just want to book that profit. You see the money and it's like, you don't want to see it leave you. It's easy to bag hold because you don't want to take a loss. But when you see profit, you just kind of want to take it. And so that's something I'm working on myself personally. The way I actually kind of solve that problem, tell myself I'm a long-term holder, I'll buy into a biotech stock and I'll find like the most illiquid option that has a bid. So I'll try to do like a covered call play on a stock, but I can't get out of the covered call position just because there's like no market for it unless I take a huge loss on the spread. And so that way it forces me to actually hold a stock for the length of the contract. And once the contract expires, I'll go into another one, short another call, way out the money. I'm not going to be able, it's not going to get to that level, but also I can't close it just because of how liquid it is. And rinse, repeat. Unfortunately, my plays are going to zero here. So, it kind of works on the larger cap stocks maybe if you want to try that yourself, kind of to prevent paper hands. But it's a common problem. We're all working on it. So I think that's one of the steps to being a good trader is to be able to sit on your trades. I know Arun is a very massive trader. He sits on his trades for the entire day. He only gets help because, we're day traders and we have to be closed at the end of the day. But you're not going to find another guy that can diamond hands his trade as well as Arun. So hopefully he can share us some more tips next time he's on, perhaps in the afternoon.
I came back to that VERU, and here we go, guys. A little move to the sideways in this level. I was giving away around 14.75. So again, let's see if we break this level. I definitely can see more room for us to go to day lows. But maybe we will jump out of it and we'll go back higher. So if you're long, I'm wishing you all the luck. Ty Ryan sent us a super chat. Thank you so much, Ty. I hope you are having a profitable day. We appreciate your support so much. Tony, do you have opinion on statistical arbitrage? Thank you, Day Trade the World, for everything you do. Thank you so much. Does it make sense? Because sorry, for me not.
Oh, wow. Honestly, my background statistics, I'm supposed to know a lot more about statistical arbitrage. I have a degree in statistics, actually, but obviously I wasn't a very good student. I just managed to crawl through college. But I think it's a lot harder to do these days when you have everybody else trying to do it. Same with market making. It works when pretty much you're the only player in the market. Doesn't work so well when you have a lot of high-frequency algos. You got Citadel trying to beat you to it. And, essentially the issue is how many people are running the same thing as you are, and do you even have an advantage? There's a joke about an economics professor walking with a student, and basically the gist goes, they're walking together to lunch, and student says to the professor, "Hey, professor, there's a $20 bill on the ground." The professor says to the student, "No, that's impossible, because if there was a $20 bill on the ground, somebody else would have picked it up already." But clearly we know that's not true, because otherwise there's to be no money to made in day trading. But we have some serious veterans here on the floor who've been making it for a long time. So I think it's definitely possible to do something like that. A lot easier if you were to arbitrage a less liquid market. For me, I like to look at pretty much trading card games on eBay, a bunch of different vending sites. If I see a good deal, I'll buy it from one place and sell it at a different place. And so, but that's really, really illiquid market there where I can actually kind of employ it as such a arbitrage strategy. I know some people are trying to do something with the SQQQs and the QQQs, just finding really high correlated assets to try to run an algo on it. But, again, it's really hard. I know some people that have been able to do it. I think you might have to have a really good understanding of statistics, the market, and pretty much algos itself. But if that's something you're trying to do, more power to you and best of luck. Unfortunately, I can't give you the best advice, but I think it's definitely doable, just getting harder and harder in today's market.
I have a chart open for HOTH here. I don't know why, but I can see that we are trying to go back to day highs. Let me pull up HOTH. I mean, 1 million volume, I wouldn't say that it's that great. But again, guys, we are trying to go to this day highs at 0.70 and potentially break that level. Also saw that someone says Tesla short. So let's take a look at Tesla. And I don't know. We're at 982 level. Actually, I want to see higher time frame to look for strong levels for Tesla. So here we can see that we are now at 987 on Tesla, and next level would be 979. 980 is a key level for Tesla, so I would see if we will go back in there. But the low of the day is 983, which is very close to 980. So basically maybe that found that support in this 983, which I saw a lot of times. So if Tesla tries one more time, if it doesn't break that 983 and I will see any signs to want to go higher, I probably will try my long on Tesla closer to power hour when volume comes. Or I mean, anyways, first I need to wait until Tesla gets back there. And we have a super chat from Dominic Famularo.
Dominic, thank you for the super chats. Much appreciated.
Thank you, Dominic. Dominic wants us to take a look at VSTM and MDVL.
Perhaps I will take the first one and you can take the other one.
Sure.
Wow, Veristem. This was a play I remember back several years ago when their drug failed. If I can pull up the chart here, I believe if I can find my cursor here for a second. This was a biotech play, and today we are absolutely ripping. This thing has been moving a lot in the past, but today up 37.25%. I believe there should be news. Biotechs don't simply run up this much for no reason, especially in this market. As for how we're doing today, wow, we have pretty much no levels of resistance, and like for the recent past, back in February of last year, we're during the peak of the bio bubble. We're near this price today. I'm not quite sure what the news is, unfortunately. Perhaps you'll be able to find something for you guys here shortly, but we are completely ripping. On a 15-minute chart, we've just been going up, up, and up for the past hour. I'd imagine it looks the exact same on 15-minute chart. Wow. We don't even see pullbacks on this thing. You see like a small red candle, a slight pullback, and we're going back to the upside again. This thing is a buy-to-dip opportunity, and there is no end in sight for the stock. High of day, 213, currently at 209. And I think this is just, a low flow ripper. Today, volume has been looking incredible. We're at 8 million shares traded. So for a $2 stock, it was trading a bit lower today. I'd imagine VWAP was, let's say, 1.8. And now we're at around 8.7 million shares traded. That's going to be close to around $14-15 million. Not a lot, but pretty high compared to how it traded historically. We've seen some volume spikes occasionally for the stock, but that's during, not in the immediate past. Very fascinating to see where this goes. We start moving to the downside or start consolidating. I think this move might be a little bit overextended, actually, just because we haven't seen a pullback for so long. This is a 30% move. We didn't really gap up today. We just kept running. It wasn't even immediately after the market opened. Like an hour into the market, this thing started moving higher and higher and higher and higher. So I think this is due in for a bit of a pullback. But again, this could be a runner for today, seeing that we didn't gap up at all. And this is just, there has to be something in the works here, either news or rumors of something going on, maybe insider information even. But on the break to the new high, I'd say that's a really solid long. As for resistance levels, if we start breaking below here, I'd say the uptrend might unfortunately be over. So that level was around possibly even lower than that. That's the only pullback we've essentially seen since the 158 level. This thing moved up 30 cents, 35 cents, pulled back 2 cents, and now we're again off to the races. And really ugly charts here, I'm aware, unfortunately. But point is, you don't really see this very often. So I'm curious as to where this might lead us. And Veristem could be a massive, massive mover today. What was the other stock that they mentioned?
That's right, Tony. But I also wanted to show you this name. We were talking earlier about Lax. It's halted to the downside. Look at this move down. So, guys, I promise you, this afternoon I will learn with Neil how I can check at what price stock opens after the hold, so I can provide you that information. Also, do you know?
What's that? Sorry.
Like, you know, we have ability here with P-Pro8 to see when stock is halted. We can see where it's supposed to open. So
that's
we'll
right.
learn how to do this.
Unfortunately, our system for looking at halts isn't very good, because we have a system here that tells us essentially the imbalance numbers for the end of day trades and the opening trades. For a halt, it doesn't work nearly as well, unfortunately. We kind of see it when it's about a halt, when, you know, the stock's not allowed to move any higher. So you might see something like, you know, let's say 99 to 100, cents, and it's trying to break the 100-cent level, $1 level, and it's printing 99, 99, 99, 99. And then, you know, on system, it's really easy to see when it's about to halt. Unfortunately, not the best for looking at imbalances or where we expect it to go after the halt. But that's something we could look into.
So what would you use?
What I use? Honestly, it's really hard to say. For some of these things, it's like you kind of just want to trade in the direction of the halt. And a lot of what our traders do is that they immediately exit when, you know, they do like a market on open, essentially, for when the halt ends. The best trade we ever had for this was, in fact, DWAC. When, if you guys recall, on the second day, right after the first day of running, we pretty much just gapped up all the way to around 100, I believe, and we peaked at around 175. If I could pull up, it's going to be a while back, unfortunately. Probably can't see it on the 5-minute chart. But here, what a lot of our traders have done, was when it was about a halt, everyone just punched in with the market order, try to get it filled. So halted on volatility. When it opened back up, everybody just sold it, and pretty much it opened at 175, and it just flushed downwards, and never happened again, or never hit that high again. But yeah, that's essentially halts for us. It's really hard to predict where it's going to open after the halt, but it's what it is. And our systems here are very good. Somebody was saying yesterday, when I was pretty much giving a pitch about why you should join the trading floor, the cutoff, or the payout here, it's not going to be entirely 100%, but you're not risking your own money, by the way, when you trade with us. And we won't ask you for money ever, at least not on this floor here. So, but yeah, when you come to our floor and our P-Pro8 system, we got a lot of tools that are quite beneficial to people, I think, and looking at halts might be just one of them. Apologies, but switch it back to you now, if that's all right.
Second name from Dominic's Familiar Super Chat is actually MDVL.
Medavale Holdings. Wow.
Yes.
Is this moving again?
We are 41% on the day, but looks like we got a little bit rejected. I mean, it jumped even higher, and now we go back a little bit. But again, looks like we want to run on that name. 8 million volume, and I just checked free float on that name. 21 million free float, so it's a low float name. Who's on the run?
Yeah, that's absolutely fascinating. I'm taking a look at Medaville here. This was a name that was mentioned on our show yesterday, and I said to you guys, I think this is done for, simply because we see absolutely no volume anymore. And so usually what that's correlated with is an absolute sell-off. But clearly I was wrong, seeing that we only have 8 million shares traded today, compared to the previous run where it hit the same level. We had nearly 200 million shares traded. 194 is what I'm reading here. So this is like a no volume runner today. I think that's quite strange to see, but nonetheless very fascinating. If we break to a new high today, 262, this is going to be on everybody's radar. And from there, this thing has dropped quite a lot, so we have a lot to move should it happen. As for the news, I remember a while ago, I think for the initial run, we had either a board of directors member, some sort of C-suite member, decide to put in around $14 million into this company. And that was a sign of confidence in that this company might actually see some life again after being beat down this hard. And so that was a catalyst to the upside, where we saw nearly 200 million shares traded on the second day after going up, substantially gapping up, and trading 80 million shares on the first day. A 2-day runner, moved back down a little bit, really strong pullback. I thought it was over, but Medavale is a zombie coming back to life, because today we were up nearly over 40% at one point. Now trying to hold these gains, perhaps break to the upside later in the afternoon if it could be done.
Great stuff there on that name, and Lex is actually out of the hold, and as we were predicting, we went lower on this move to the downside, now trying to go higher, and let's see if we're now right exactly at this support level at 3.90, for very, very close. I mean, we are on this support. We touched that and now going higher. So looks like we rebounced out of the support level, and maybe we'll give another run to day highs on Lex.
Absolutely. I'm seeing here on my screener, unfortunately, not too many new movers. VERU still holding the $2 level. I think the markets are trying to cool off a little bit. And but what I really found fascinating was that I was saying yesterday, a lot of these biotech names have not been doing tremendously well. I actually got and some people were telling me yesterday, Upstart was a massive short. This company has been behaving, unfortunately, pretty terrible for the foreseeable past. But people were asking me, was this a good short yesterday, or would you short this company? And in my opinion, I think we tested this 84 level a few times in the past. If I can draw some straight lines, actually, I believe the bottom here was around 85. So we've broken this level of support previously. Our 52-week low, pretty much the recent low for about as far as we can go back, was around $75. And so if that level breaks, I think we will be going to the downside. But even here, it's pretty fascinating. I got a log chart up. Without the log chart, this is what the chart looks like. Huge gap down on earnings. Just flush to the downside. This was like 2021's massive tech name. Same with C, which I believe was a Singaporean name. I think they hold some video game operator or something. Sorry, I believe it was just SE, not SEA. Another huge Asian name moving down here. They kind of remind me of each other just because they moved up pretty much from absolutely nowhere all the way back, all the way up, and went down just as quick, if not faster. This is like the reverse V-shaped recovery. This is a V-shaped collapse. So, tech names, the new tech names have not been very, very safe this year. And if for everybody that wants a short Upstart, I'd say if it breaks this level here, 75 seems to be the 52-week low for me, corresponding with around the $80 mark over here, which acted as really strong support all the way back over in May of last year. So about a year ago now, we break that level. I think this company might be over. We're still seeing a $7 billion market cap. I believe earnings for this company are around 110 or 150 million dollars in revenue. Actually, they're not making any earnings. It's a tech name, $7 billion play. It looked really good back when it was all the way at a $35-40 billion valuation, I suppose, back in October. That's how crazy things were. But now in this rising rate environment, not quite a position to be in a company that's giving away loans to people that are still in college, and this company's giving out a lot of loans. They gave me an unsecured loan when I didn't have a job. So thank you very much for that, Upstart. I don't know if it's a great business decision, but I'm going to try to pay it back. But essentially what I'm saying here is that they could be having a lot of bad loans on their books. I don't know if we've been seeing that just yet, but to everybody that's saying this is going to flush to the downside, I think there's a lot of credence to that, unfortunately, for Upstart holders. And so it'll be very fascinating to see where the stock goes. It was IPO'd at around $30 from all the way back, not that long ago, actually, end of 2020. So as to where this company might be going in the future, it's anybody's guess. And if you look at the options market for this thing, we're trading at 120% implied volatility, I believe, even without considering the earnings move over here, just for the long term. So this is a very, very explosive play, and I'm curious to see what happens. I'd say if it bounces from here, it goes a lot higher. But if it breaks the lows of where it's recently, doesn't look too hot. Anyways, that's enough of me rambling. Perhaps I'll pass it back to you, Valeria. Oh, sorry.
I just real quick before we go to Brandon.
Brandon's
Brandon
gonna be
will
on.
take my place for some time. Super excited to see what Brandon was trading. I really quickly want to show you guys earnings board. So for Monday, only Bank of America I would say exciting, and Genius Brands might be exciting. Do you find anything for Monday?
For Monday, I wasn't looking into that far, unfortunately, yet. I was thinking about how I was going to enjoy my long weekend. So market movers on Monday, I was going to look for
making it happen faster. Anyways, guys, if you're excited for these names, because Tony brought it right, there is no show on Friday, and markets are closed on Friday. So enjoy your long weekend and enjoy this day because whole trading day is ahead. And I will give it up for Brandon.
Let's welcome back Brendan. He was on the show yesterday. Fantastic player, great guy, making very good trades on the show yesterday. Fantastic move, short an AAL. Let's give a round of applause as he comes on the show. He's going to be here in a moment, guys. But again, sorry I can't read the chat at all today. I'm having a lot of technical issues here. The only thing I can actually get pulled up here, unfortunately, is just trading before you guys. We're going to have to pass it over to Brendan soon for him to be talking a little bit more about his trades over there. But yeah, that'll just be in a moment here as he gets set up, trying to log into everything, his own account. I made a list here, actually, of things I was going to say in case I get stuck on trades, which unfortunately I have been. Today's show, I'm not as fluent as I was yesterday, unfortunately. What was I going to say here? I got quite a few names.
Thank you.
Yeah. Are you ready soon, or maybe I can go for another minute?
Go for another minute, but I'll be
all right.
there.
All right, we'll be there in a second. But a lot of people have been asking me recently, a lot of friends that really aren't into investing too much, they've been asking me, hey, Tony, what do you think is a really good investment? Like, I like the S&P and everything, 8%, if that can be sustained. But I was just wondering, were there any really good investments beside index funds that you would really recommend? Perhaps the, real estate market, but I don't have enough money to enter that. So what would you recommend? And so to these individuals, I say to them, I think of all things, trading card games have been going up tremendously. When I was a kid, back when I was still in Canada, because I was born over here, but back when I was still a kid, everybody in my school played this game called Yu-Gi-Oh! And it's really similar to Magic the Gathering or Pokemon, pretty much trading card games. And these sealed products, actually, in more recent times, have been going up absolutely exponentially. Perhaps you saw, on YouTube, I believe it was Jake Paul or somebody opened a $1 million box, or perhaps even more than that. If you have a lot of cards like in Yu-Gi-Oh! The Blue Eyes White Dragon, have you had that graded PSA 10? I think it's going for over $100,000. Same with the Black Lotus and Magic the Gathering. I think a lot more cards in Pokemon. So I think sealed products are physical investments. They might be outshining here, but I'm being told Brendan here is ready. He has some trades for us. Take it away, Brendan.
Here. Hi, guys. Nice to see everyone again. Hope everyone's having a good trading day. So what's funny, today, Luca and I actually have two similar trades, but since we're different traders and our own individual people, we traded them a little differently. So the first trade I have up is VERU. So I know in the morning show, I think Sean was in on this trade, and I think Arun as well. Like yesterday, we saw a big level at 11. So today that 11 level wasn't in play. Today it was kind of like more fun playing the halts for me personally. So unfortunately, I don't know if you guys saw, is I tried to get on this short halt in the morning, but we didn't have free shorts on VERU today, so I kind of stood up from my desk kind of upset because I wanted to get in that halt. Regardless, you got to refocus after things don't go your way, and I was just kind of waiting. Like, once these small cap stocks start going crazy, like I'm looking for the halt. So I was patient. This 15 break would have been perfect, but I didn't catch it. But I caught I caught the first up halt, and fun trade. I always love getting to halts. I think it's super entertaining, super fun as a trader, and super high probability wins, which is what you want. So as you can see, I got in on the halt, got out 1680 and just under 1740, and held a bit for the dream, but kind of let it go when it broke that 1650 level. So overall, for me, great trade. I love a good halter. I love getting in on the action. So then we had Twitter. So obviously you guys know the news that Elon Musk reported that he wanted to buy a 100% stake in Twitter. And, Twitter's been obviously a lot overbought as of late. So I was thinking it was going to be a kind of sell the news event. And, in the morning, there was a huge level at 48. Like, if you're reading the tape, which is really important, I hope you guys are all practicing reading the tape, you would see that there was 800 lots on the bid. So I knew there was a big buyer ready to buy at 48. But if that buyer got broken down, got all his fills, and no one was behind him to step up the bid, this thing was going to fly down. So what I did is I offer just under the buyer. If he gets taken out, we're going for a ride. So as you can see, for me, this is a quick scalp rather than a hold the type they move, but maybe that's something I got to work on personally, is like, look, I got my money, great, but look how much more I could have got if I was holding and being more patient. Because if I just had a stop at 48, which is kind of like the mental stop for me, it would have never broken 48, and I could have capitalized a lot more on the move. And I was actually talking to Jacob. I don't know if I don't think he's been on the show. He's a little shy, but we were talking about like how can we play Twitter better. We could play Twitter better by knowing that that 48's a big level and recognizing as it comes back up, it never breaks that 48, that key level, that key level. So what can we do again? Have a nice risk to reward trade. See 48 doesn't break. Get in on that second candle, let's say 47.80. Give us 20 cents, and we have another nice R to R all the way back down to day low. So that's like a secondary play, which is really important, which will make you a better trader if you could visualize those on the fly, because it's not something you could really plan for. Then once again, we don't break that kind of day low. I'm still thinking short. You guys could catch the longs, so I'm thinking short. We make a move back to 48, don't get it. Once again, once you see that buying calm down, you can get in again on the short, and then you could kind of hold for that rest of the day move. So there's, not only was there the 48, there was a 48 twice when it didn't break VWAP, and then this kind of 47.30, let's say here. So 3 great trades, a lot of money to be made on Twitter today. Hopefully you guys crushed the short. That's it for me today. I got some other stuff to do, and Luca's going to come up and talk about the similar trades and how he traded them differently than I did.
Fascinating trades. Brandon, thank you so much for joining us today,
my pleasure.
sharing your trades, and I think you might have to swap it back to me because my stream deck here is unfortunately working. Much appreciated. So that was Brendan, crazy trader, amazing trader, but like I was crazy in a good way. I didn't mean like that. I apologize. But as I was saying, you're never going to see more young people with huge regrets than if you walk onto a trading floor, because you can literally see every single trade where you would have made more if you diamond hands it. So like I say, you can't always be, comparing your trades to others, unfortunately. But, hopefully you can just make some money. As long as you're doing well for yourself and you're happy with your profits, I think that's all that really matters. But anyways, thank you so much, Brandon. We're going to be having Luca on soon, just in a moment.
I'm just setting up his charts, make it a little easier.
Awesome. We'll be there in just a second.
Yeah.
But yeah. So what else do I have to say here for? I'll talk about some of my strategy. I'm not really much of a trader, as you guys can probably see. I don't have a lot of layouts on my chart here. I don't really have a lot of technical indicators. I'm more of like a buy and hold guy.
Okay, you're set up.
Not great if you're a Biotech holder, because a lot of those things have been going down. But I remember some of the best and the worst trades I had were actually a really long time ago. This one time, if you guys remember, if you're crypto traders back in around late 2017, early 2018, at this time there wasn't so many crypto exchanges out there. And for me, what I did, I tried to trade crypto-related stocks that were tradable on NASDAQ and the New York Stock Exchange. And so one stock, if you guys recall from back in the day, we had this thing called Longfin. LFIN was the ticker. It IPO'd at $5. And in 4 days, this thing ran all the way to $140. Apparently, they bought an exchange, forget Stampede Capital or something, and they were trading this thing called, they launched their own coin, a ZIDU coin, and that was enough to give them a $7 billion market cap. Well, after not only did the hype die down, but apparently they halted the stock at one point when I was holding $5,000 worth of shares, and there was a FBI or SEC investigation into securities fraud, because apparently some of the insiders that had restricted shares dumped it at the very top. And so just like that, my money was evaporated because they halted it for 2 months. When reopened, it went from $30 at the time back down to like $1.50. And so the thing is, when you're trading stocks, you always want to be careful about the names you're holding. And even as a day trader, if you get halted in there and there's like a huge investigation, hopefully it's not a volatility. If it is a volatility halt, that's okay. But if we're getting halted because the stock's under investigation for fraud, you really got to be careful, because a lot of money is at stake. Luca, you ready there for a second, or still setting up?
Yeah, no, I'm ready.
Awesome. We'll be passing it right to Luca for his trades.
What's going on, everyone? Hopefully everyone's having a great day. Friday vibes today, so can't complain for sure. So I'm not sure which trade Brandon showed you guys first, but hopefully it was our last. Anyways, we had so again, 2 different kinds of traders. Want to bring you guys some kind of different perspectives how we trade, right? So obviously VERU was going nuts. Things were going crazy. Kind of bounced off that $10 level yesterday, right? And then made a new high. When I saw this thing above 15 last night after hours, I was like, okay, we're in store for fireworks. Like, what's coming next, right? I have no idea when retail liquidation happens or whatever. But anyways, I think I mentioned this yesterday. You know, the float of this stock is maybe like 60 million, and it's trading like a sub 5 million float, right? So I wasn't really watching the tape like ongoing, like on the initial run up or whatever. But I think you know, it kind of has the vibes that this float is locked, right? It's like whether I'm going to make the assumption that perhaps a fund soaked the float and now they're looking for an exit because this thing is going nuts. Like, I don't know if you guys were watching the tape, but it was absolutely going insane. And so, whatever, you know, you had the initial down halt. Unfortunately, I didn't pay for shares. I thought there was, you know, 60 mil float. I'm like, we're going to have shares, right? Comes down, try to hit this short for the halt trade. And, you know, no fill, rejected. I'm like, man. And I think the whole floor just went, no. So, yeah, it was kind of funny. I don't know if anybody, hopefully somebody had that. That was money. I mean, that was a sick fill there. And then, you know, kind of comes down. Now, here I'm thinking, okay, maybe backside is in. But, again, I'm not touching this. It's going nuts, whatever. Makes a new high, okay, then halts. But notice how it opened right where it halted. So this is something that I noticed. You know, down halt, and it opens lower. So that was a 6 spread. That made me think, you know, potentially backside is in. Comes up, does one of these, and I say to myself, that is, for me, that's classic algo action. Because if this thing is truly going to halt to the upside, why is it opening at the same price, right? Is it because an algo is looking for exit, and this thing flies up, and then size comes on the bid because people are getting squeezed and they're dumping. Boom, it halts and they dump like a good portion of it, right? Like, why didn't it open up here? These are the questions that I ask myself. Anyways, you know, I couldn't help myself, and I did want to take the 17 break. I tried to get long on the halt as well. I didn't get the fill, unfortunately. So, you know, Brandon's a little bit luckier than I am today. But yeah, anyways, you know, I took the 17 break. Huh? It's all, oh yeah, he's like, oh, it's all talent. Oh yeah, sure, bud, sure. Anyways, yeah, so I took the 17 break, and we had a nice 50 cent move up. Now, here's the thing, right? I could have scalped this out and taken the profits. However, I've seen these names multiple times. You know, we're going into a long weekend. I don't know where this thing's going to stop. It could go to 20, like at the moment. It could have went to 20. It could have went to 25. Who knows, right? These kind of small caps that grow and go nuts, and, you know, they have a really good climax, and then, you know, the float is just soaked and locked, and, you know, it could have went from 17, and it could have just went 20, 22, 25. So I said to myself, normally I don't do this. Normally I'll scalp it out, whatever. But I said to myself, you know what? Let me hold for the dream here, and I don't hate myself for it. So essentially, I took the long, held it all the way here, was hoping that we would get that break. We didn't. We came back through, and that's when I knew. I was like, yo, if this hits 99, I'm for sure out. Because it could hit 99, it could go down, it could be a down halt, then I'm stuck, then I'm getting screwed there, right? So essentially, you know, took the long, didn't hate myself for not scalping it out, held for the dream. There was no dream. The dream turned into a nightmare real quick, but I got out. You know, break even trade, can't hate myself. It's Friday vibes, right? So that was my trade there, and I actually love that one. Now let me show you guys another one here that I have, and Brandon had this one as well. The Twitter trade. So obviously, you know, not to repeat the same things, like you guys know the news on Twitter. So looking at the Twitter news here, the Twitter stock, the 48 level was a level, right? If you pull up the longer term chart, what you'll see is it kind of like goes like this, right? Then it opens, now it comes down, right? So 48 is sort of like that support. What I noticed in the pre-market is there was so many iceberg offers. 49, 48.80, 48.60. And so the way that I was looking at this was, okay, you know what? It's up. People are obviously selling huge amounts via iceberg. So favor the short side, I guess. And so my initial trade on this was the 48 break. And I took that, and you know, the play for me is just kind of in and out, right? Because here's the thing. I don't know if it's going to break, come down, and then whip back up, and then rip my face off, right? So for me, when I take these little scalp trades, what I do is I just get in with size, get out. And that's the trade. Now, again, I should be working on holding a piece, but, you know, these things do tend to move very, very quickly. And, like, it's very hard, you know, to gauge the tape, especially, like, you know, manually doing it, right? So the way that I successfully take these trades when I see them set themselves up is I just take the break in, out, and I don't hate myself, and then I look for a potential short or just whatever, just to build on that. And so kind of what I did here, so I don't know if you guys remember the first day of trading, but Twitter had a very similar pattern. It dropped, it kind of held, and then it breaks the 13 EMA, and now it rides it up, right? So I've seen this before, and I was like, you know what? Riding it up, let's see where this goes. And so I took the short here. I took the short here, very small. This was basically a break-even trade. I was like, okay, if we're not going down, we might be going up, right? So I'm like, let me get long here. Get long. Doesn't look like it's going up. Get out. So this right here is a break-even trade. Now, this is the difference, right? I'm a scalper at heart. I'm going to take a lot more trades than the average person, right? The money trade, in my opinion, was the short here and ride it down if you could, right? So scalp some out and then hold for the bigger move down. For me, I'm more comfortable getting in and out. As you guys know, I mentioned that multiple times. So, you know, tried it here. This was a break-even trade. Then I say to myself, okay, you know what? Let me play off this 47 level because we had another iceberg, right? Touches it, touches it, touches it, comes down, touches it. And then we see a lot of green. You know, it's kind of above the 13 EMA. I say to myself, okay, you know what? Maybe we're going back to VWAP, or maybe we're going to at least pop 20 cents here. So let me try this. So I get in and I get out. Then I think, okay, maybe we're going back down. So I take a short and then I get out and it's chopping around. I tell myself, you know what? Not playing these games. Got to step away for a little bit. Let it set itself up. Comes down, comes back up, and I say to myself, okay, you know what? It's looking a little bit healthier, right? Let me start to build the long and scalp. And from here I go long, long, out, long, out, long, out, right? And so I'm just riding this back up to VWAP, and I'm hoping that we get a 48 break. And if we don't, no big deal, right? So ride that up. Then I try for that bounce play, right? Didn't really go anywhere. Then we started trending downwards. I think I could have flipped to short. Honestly, like Twitter's lower now. You know, the short side was probably easier. But, you know, I probably was looking at other stuff there. And then, you know, same plan over here. I say to myself, okay, maybe we're going to kind of go up from here, right? So I take the long, scalp some out. I take the long. Now, this is something that I think everybody can learn from. When you have a trade, when you have a setup, you have to accept that you're wrong, whether it's a scalp, whether it's momentum, right? So on this particular trade, I actually loved this trade, and I loved it a little bit too much, but I was willing to take the loss. So what I did is I added some size here, and then it kind of bounced and came back down. I was like, this doesn't look good. Like, I'm going to get caught offside. I might get smoked here. So I got out. I took the loss. Then it held, and I was like, okay, let me just get back in. So then I added even more size, and then even more size, and then it popped. I got some out, and then I think what you tend to see is like it's coming up, and then big size will slam it down. And so when you're seeing that, I make the assumption that, look, if somebody's slamming this down, they have a lot more behind them, most likely. And obviously, you know, Twitter kind of coming down from the day. So I say to myself, this could get ugly really quickly. So I just off the rest of the size, which was one of the best calls. And then I think this is literally when the news dropped that, you know, all hands on deck. I hear Sean in the back, all hands on deck. Twitter board meeting 2 p.m. meeting with all employees. And this thing just gets crushed. And, you know, I wasn't in. And you know what? That was a tape read. Right, so you know, I do value tape reading. I hope you guys you know, put a lot of effort into reading the tape, because I didn't have to see the news. I saw the tape and I was like, this doesn't look good. I have to get out, right? And there's been so many times. I mean, you can ask anybody. There's been so many times on so many names that I'm just out and then boom, big flush, and it's like, whoa, avoided that one. Now this was a little bit of over trading. I was trying to kind of build a scalp long towards VWAP. I still thought maybe we could get one, but again, you know, this is very, very tight risk, very, very small size. And so all of these shenanigans were basically, you know, break even at the end of the day. So don't hate myself there. And obviously, you know, Twitter's lower, kind of gave up on the long, and that's it. I'm up on the name, so I can't complain, you know, going into the weekend, definitely happy. Now, the last trade I'll show you, this one's very quick, is my Apple trade off the morning. So we had the 170 level, and it was kind of channeling. So for the past days, what you see is a kind of run up, break 170, and then just 170 to 171. Yesterday, what we saw was a lot of selling at the 171 level. And so I said to myself, you know what, maybe we don't get there. We did get there in the morning. We popped up and had like that double top there and then came down. So what I thought is maybe it's worth a stab at the 170 level for a move back up. Obviously going to, you know, depend on the tape to see like where this thing is going. And so just had my bids out. You know, breaks 171, comes down to VWAP, holds, breaks 171, not willing to chase this because, again, there was a lot of selling at the 171 level. And if you zoom out, what you'll see is the 100-hour moving average is around the 171 level. So if sellers are stepping in, that's where they're going to come in, right? So anyways, we come back down, we hit the 170 level, and we just bounce, right? So I'm saying to myself, okay, we're good here. Potential run up for $1. I'm going to hold this. and just comes up to maybe, what is this? I think it was 30 or 40 cent area just in front of VWAP. And I saw the first slam on the tape, and I was like, no, I'm out. So I just got out right away. And I mean, it looks really good on the chart, you know, like I picked that. But that was all a tapery, right? I don't have my order there in advance. I'm not saying I want to get out at 39. I'm just waiting. It runs up. I see somebody slam it down. I say to myself, well, somebody's slamming it down for a good reason. Let me just get out here. Like, there's no reason. This is probably not going higher, or else that wouldn't have happened. So, you know, just relying on the tape, relying on my gut instincts, and that was a small little win there. Can't complain about that one. Fantastic
trades today, Lucas. Thank you so much for sharing them. Massive trades over there on Tesla. Like you've mentioned, you got to know your outs, but also, you know, you take whatever opportunities you can find, whether it be up or down. You don't trade your books. You just you analyze the markets and just go with the flow. I'm seeing people here in chat screaming over here about MetaVale Holdings. As today, we were talking about this earlier on the show back when it was around 213. Thank you so much, Lucas. Lucas is going to be stepping out again. We have Miss V joining us back on the show. But MetaVale Holdings, we're now at intraday high. Clearly, I was wrong about saying that this stock can't move without volume, because now we're breaking up 65%. We might just test the previous high right when we saw back a couple of days ago, perhaps last week over on Friday. We were tested around 261. We break that, we're flying. I think today I'm very surprised. We posted 14 million shares traded, nothing compared to where we were last week with 194 million. You know, if you look at MACD, we're not touching anywhere. It's not anywhere close to crossing over. So very bullish there. Even on the 15-minute candles, even the 5-minute candles, I was saying we needed a break. This stock has been just ripping. We need to see some pullback, because what goes up must goes down. But, you know, we're not having any of that with MetaVale. This thing's just charging, stampeding upwards. And for the moment, we see no one in sight. Again, if we start seeing volume, I'm curious as to where this actually might go, because we're pumping without any volume over here. This is a low float stock, 30 million market cap, or sorry, 76 million. I was reading something else entirely. That's the, I believe, shares outstanding. But this thing, it could run up heavily. We were about $1.36 before we started moving higher. This was before news came out that one of the larger shareholders, or I believe it was a board of directors member or C-suite member, was going to buy a massive stake in the company, sign of confidence. Now that we're at these prices, down a lot from where we were over a year ago, when this thing was trading in the 12 in the teens range. But still, this is the huge volume spike up. We're moving up today. It's absolutely incredible. I'd be long to share this position myself. In fact, once I switch it back to Miss V, I might just enter a position. But as this starts breaking higher, which I believe it will be, we're 4 cents off the intraday high. Again, I think this is already a long, and if we go above 261, this is going to be absolutely crazy. I believe this is a stock to look for today at the power hour and Monday morning at the in pre-market. If this thing's up Monday pre-market, wow, I don't know what to say about it. I think this is going to go into 3s to 4 range. As for, you know, in the long term, we have a gap to fill over here. I believe this was really bad earnings. I saw today when MetaVale Holdings just suddenly tanked, like, you know, substantial percent. But over here, I'm curious to see if we can make it all the way back up to the $7 range. But I think that's calling it a bit way too early. People were talking in the chat about NVIDIA. I said this looks like a prospective long to me, on the basis that we have substantial support over at this area in the low 200s. Obviously, red day for NASDAQ. Today we're down nearly 2%. You know, we're reversing back to yesterday's lows. Or not yesterday's lows, we gapped up yesterday. We're reversing back to relative lows. We could be giving back everything. If it's just trading in this channel for the moment, we're down 1.65%. So, you know, intraday low for NASDAQ using 340 as a support. I believe 339 is the absolute support for this range. And should this go any lower, I think it's going to be really bad news for any tech stocks you're holding. Back to NVIDIA, I believe that in the long term, 215 looks to be really strong support for this company specifically. If you want to go long, bet on the Q's reversal, I think you can do that. I think if we take a look at the fib retracements, we have a lot of levels here. 240 is going to be my first target. After that, we've seen some resistance near the 265, 270s level. This is where I kind of want to see us going. Perhaps we'll make a heads and shoulders over here. You know, this is going to be the massive head. We'll just like not look at this entirely. The head and shoulders starts over here. I want to see if we can make a third shoulder, bounce off of this level, and test 265 again. But again, that's contingent on the Qs starting to go up. Anyhow, Blair is back on the show. Let's give her a warm welcome. And
Yo,
See if she has
thank
any
you,
trades for us.
Tony. Well, first of all, Bitcoin again below 40,000.
Oh wow,
We're
we're
now-
tanking again on crypto.
Yep. Check out of your crypto. And more than that, guys, I want to again remind you. Finally, Daniel Shea will join us today. Tony managed that power hour, and at 2:50 options, especially Daniel Shea will join us. So please make sure you are here. And if you have any questions for Daniel, just tag me. I'll make a note, and maybe we'll be able to ask Daniel. Trader Prad says, "Wow, hey Pradi, yo, miss you.
And-
Hope you're feeling well soon again, and hopefully your dog interacts you." Talking about trades, do you have a dog?
Do I have a dog? No, unfortunately not. I don't have any siblings. I don't have any pets. I've been an only kid my entire life, so no, like don't be sorry for me. I've been pretty much spoiled.
That's
And
what I
actually-
wanted to say, though.
I'd actually kind of wanted to go ties in with the story I was going to show you guys later, but sorry. No, I don't have any. I know you have a dog. How's your dog doing?
I do. He's doing great and he's growing. Yesterday I was walking with him. Like we walked a lot, like for 15 minutes, and then he starts like, "Please take me on hands," and it
Right.
was already like a big distance, and I'm like, "Oh," and I was carrying him on my hands, and I swear like my hand was shaking whole evening because he's getting big. He's
Wow.
doing great. And Tony, real quick, I wanted to bring up Tesla in here.
Tesla.
So we're back to that level. You remember I was talking about that 983 level. So basically what I want to see if we're going to find the bottom in here, and if Tesla going to show any signs to go higher today. QQQ is not really showing any signs of going to higher. We're still down 1.65%. Anyways, I want to see some moves, positive news on Tesla to the upside.
Tesla still very, very dependent on news from Twitter, in my opinion. But it looks like we're not really seeing that. Still holding 3% down over here on Tesla. People are saying, pull up your P Pro 8. Well, I think my P Pro 8 looks nice, but easier for me to chart over here on my trading view, which I created an account for yesterday, trying to familiarize myself a little bit more with this platform. Tesla, as you guys can see, trying to use the 980 level, maybe a little bit lower. 275, I believe, is the absolute bottom. We're holding that level pretty nice today. We've been down a lot on Tesla today, but it's not going further down with the Qs, which I think is really nice. Bullish sign for Tesla here. And before I go too far off the topic here, I'm going to take a little bit of a break and go off topic. Valera was mentioning here whether or not I had any pets. And I say, no, pets are a huge responsibility, in my opinion. It's really hard to care for one. For me, unfortunately, I can't really care for a car. I think the story I wanted to kind of bring up was that biotechs are such a bad investment, or at least the ones I've been invested in. They've underperformed a car I bought on loan that I totaled. And if I sell it to a scrapyard today, I can still get more money for it than I would CRTX. Story was, when I had my Upstart car, I didn't take very good care of it. Maybe it's better I don't have a pet. This was me driving on the freeway back over to summer. I'm like, and then we got a hydroplane over here, and I'm like, deja vu. I just been in this place before, higher on the street. Unfortunately, I can't drift. This was a hydroplane. That was me.
Oh my
that was me back over the summer. This car I bought for $4,000 with my Upstart loan. And now, it's in the scrapyard. Well, I still have the car, actually. It's on the field over in New Hampshire. I'm still paying parking for this car. But what's really funny to me, I paid $4,000 for this car. It was $3,500 sticker price. $4,000 after, taxes and fees and everything. But now the scrapyard wants to buy it for $500. So that's a negative 87.5% on the return of the car. Meanwhile, if you take a look at my investments here over in CRTX, I want to show you guys this. This happened over the summer. CRTX, it's now at 456, down 5% today. Back over the summer where, when I got this car, this was $50. This was, I got it back in May of 2021. So this was $50 back then. I think I got it around this time here, back in June. $50 now at 456 is negative 91%. My car is only down 87%. A wrecked car is a better investment than biotech. You heard it here first. But anyways, That's my ranting for today. I
Crazy.
crashed my car. I crashed the market. That's right. And
Cool story, Tony.
I was just a little
that
bit.
video. Oh my God! So I believe that's your YouTube channel.
Yeah, that
I
was
see
me.
like interesting content in there, right?
Oh, but that's not my main channel, thankfully. You're only going to see me and my turbo driving there. My actual channel, hopefully you guys don't find it. It's pure cringe. But
I want to see.
oh, maybe someday. Maybe
Maybe like you
maybe
can
when
show
we
me
get to
sneak
know each-
peeks or something, you know. Well, that's how we'll know you. I
Yeah.
will check out your YouTube channel.
All right, that
and
sounds
we'll
good.
dive out of that. Real quick, wanted to bring it up. People talk about that MDVL. We are ripping. Rip City rocket ship coming for MDVL, guys. 20 million volume remain a good volume and great jump to the upside. Now we are giving a little bit back, but more room to come for that name, in my opinion. People say they need a link for your YouTube
Oh,
channel.
or-
They also want to know you better, Tony.
wow, the chat's that's way too kind to me. Jeez, I'm not that interesting a person, I swear. I just post videos of my dash cam videos. I had a YouTube channel back in the day where I was like giving really bad technical analysis feeds, but I only had like 50 or so subscribers on that. And but now I got to do the same thing live. So what a pleasure it is to be here. As for my channel, do I have an OnlyFans? Oh, maybe I should make one. That'll be good passive income for myself. Unfortunately, I
Yep.
had to give her my beer gut first and work out a little bit. Maybe then I'll start posting some pics. But no, thank you for all the support, guys.
I think we should do TikTok.
TikTok. Yo,
Dancing
don't we have a
TikTok.
TikTok for the show? We can start posting.
Yes, we have TraderTV.Live. Yeah, we're talking. I will bring it up and give you guys an idea. We post regularly. Lee's taking care of this page.
Ooh,
And
let's
we
take
need
a look
you
at
in there. We should do dancing challenges.
dancing challenges.
Let's go
wow.
for it.
Yeah, we're gonna be
You know,
having.
if it's sound, you dance. We should do this.
Oh man, back in the day, I was like a raver. Every Friday, Saturday night, you'd see me at the club trying to learn how to shuffle. I don't know if I was the best. I tried to just learn how to dance to meet women and all that. But let's see if I still got some moves in me. See if we can post some of my dances on TikTok. We'll see.
We can
we'll see
take
if that
some moves
happens.
from that period.
Yeah, no, that'd be exciting. You know, and this would be a great day as well if my bios are. By the way, if I ever try to pump a bio or tell you guys you should buy something, believe me, that's a sign to do the exact stuff. I'm not going to recommend you short it, but again, remember, I'm trying not to buy into some of these plays for you guys. Yeah, I got the Midas curse when I start touching investments, just so you guys know. But I'm loving the trades you guys are mentioning in chat. I'm trying to stay away from them, though, just because I killed the momentum yesterday on ATER. I called the absolute top. I said, this is flying. It's at like 650, 660. I'm going in. I'm punching in hard. Yeah. That was the top. Like I killed it for everybody. So those of you in the chat that's been saying, Tony, tell me when you're gonna get in, so we know that's the market top. Market's gonna crash like your car. Well, I'll tell you. You'll hear it here first. But in the meanwhile, I'm trying to stay away from taking trades just so we can keep the momentum going. So you know, that'd be kind of. That's the thing we're talking about here. But also, we're going to get going on a TikTok soon.
Yeah.
You know, or see if we can post some nice dances for you guys.
I'll message Liz. We will arrange it. And hopefully next week we'll book it.
Ooh,
I will
exciting.
search for some fun videos. We'll share with you. And we will start learning dances.
Yeah.
Sounds super
Dancing
fun.
with Miss Via. It's going to be
And
absolutely
Tony
exciting.
Pepperoni.
Tony
By the
Pepper-
way, I want to ask personally you, like, is it offending for you, Tony Pepperoni? Or it's like, maybe you prefer Tony Tiger?
Oh no, all of them are great. I'm not sure if you were here yesterday. We had a lot of new traders coming on the floor. I was going to live up to my name. They're going live. So I brought in a few pepperoni pizzas just for everyone here on the floor. You know, Tony Pepperoni.
Yeah,
and then Greg
sweet.
saying, geez, we got to call this guy Tony Gold Bars soon. He's going to be bringing in some exciting stuff. So I can't get too crazy with the names here. But no, everything that you guys are saying, Tony Pepperoni, you know, Tiger Tony, Tony
Yeah.
Toronto. I've been loving everything.
And
You know,
many more, Tony Tequila and so on
Tony
and so
Tequila.
forth. You guys, super creative. Real quick, someone commented in there, like I said that MDVL, before I show you guys our TikTok, please follow MDVL, that there is more room. Well, again, I don't have crystal ball, but this is a low free float name, 21 million. So there are chances for it to go higher. And also, if we take a look at a higher time frame on MDVL, we definitely have here resistance level at 274. High of the day today is 267. If MTVL decides to break that level and go higher, there is definitely more room for it to go. And yeah, let's take a look at TikTok. TraderTV.Live TikTok. We have
Wow,
a
we got
bunch of
followers?
videos.
Wow.
We have 1,696 followers, but guys, we would love to have more.
Follow us on TikTok.
Huh?
Follow us on TikTok.
Yes,
We got a
follow
TikTok.
us on TikTok. Absolutely, we post regularly. Literally, so many cool, interesting videos like backstages, fun videos for some fragments from the show, and more than that. Please not only follow us on TikTok, make sure guys you're a subscriber of Trader TV Live, the channel you are watching right now, because they have a fantastic news, Tony. We are now at 291,000 subscribers, which means
Massive.
just 9,000 more and we'll be 300,000 subscribers community, and
That's a
I'm
massive
super excited
milestone.
for that. Guys, please help us. If you watch us every day, maybe like, you know, sometimes you're not logged into YouTube, but like you still can watch videos in there.
Right.
So please make sure you log in, give us a subscribe button. It's absolutely free, and you will receive notifications when we post new content and won't miss anything.
That's right. Our YouTube channel is growing a lot thanks to all you viewers out there. So thank you so much for supporting us the
That's
entire way. We only started this channel, I believe, back in 2019 or late 2019.
Yeah, 2 years ago.
2 years ago. That wasn't a very long time ago, and we're already at 300, nearly 300K. With your help, maybe we'll hit that really soon. But yeah, the absolute support we had. Originally, I was told this show was meant to be internal, just for our
Yes.
traders. But we had a lot of success, and we were recommended to go live on YouTube. And so, you know, it's just been crazy amount of support that we've been getting. Unfortunately, I can't speak to everything because I was only here a few months ago. But no, it's absolutely crazy the amount of support
That's absolutely
we've been getting.
true. We love you guys. Thank you so much for your support.
Thank you so much. And so back to the trades here. I was being told in the chat, MetaVale finally dipping a little bit for those that missed the rocket. Actually, I kind of lied to you guys. I bought in MetaVale at like 247, so maybe that's kind of that's really sad. But we are doing for a dip. I just hope I didn't kill the momentum. You know, Tony's the Midas curse over here. You know, playing games with your investments. MetaVale still really bearish on the daily chart as we see here, but on the 15-minute chart, looks like we have been consolidating just a little bit on the 15 minutes. Moving back to the 5 minutes is a pullback. We kind of had a wick high over here, 267. Now we're all the way back to 234. Not too big a dip, 15%, and that's, you know, that's all right. But you know, we're starting to. I'd say this is like a bit of a cone almost. Not even like a channel, because we started off pretty much at the bottom here. It's like a cone. Obviously, it's not going to move up exponentially like this, but I'm curious to see if we can hold this level, keep on pushing higher. I don't even know where the support or the resistance is. This thing just been going straight line up. So very, very fascinating to see here. Now, you know, for me, it's so much easier to be a bag holder than to jump in on like a massive mover like this. You know, it's like, maybe it's because I'm Asian. Somebody was asking my nationality. I'm Chinese. I pretty much grew up here in Canada. I lived in the States for, 10 years, so I'm not quite sure what my culture nationality is. I was in the deep South for a long time. But, you know, I guess maybe because I'm Asian, I love a good sale. Like my dad, he would drive a long way just to save 10 cents on gas, even though he burns a crap ton of gas by driving to another gas station. But, you know, for me, it's like I'll buy something I don't need. I didn't have a jacket the entire winter until, you know, it was like April. I went into a Walmart and they had a clearance on their jackets because nobody was buying it. And, you know, a $50 jacket marked down for $7, that's like a deal just like CRTX. That reminds me of my investments. I'm going all in on the jackets. I bought 3 at the end of winter just because it was on sale. And, you know, I felt dirty after buying that because it was such a steal. Like, you know, $50 marked down to $7. It was a solid jacket. I want to turn myself into the security. I'm saying, hey, I committed consensual, unarmed robbery, but robbery nonetheless. And he'd be like, what are you talking about? There's a receipt in your hand. You paid for it. I'm like, yeah, but are you seeing this jacket? $7. And he'd be like, wow, what a steal. You know what? You are right. You're under arrest, and you're going away for a long time. $7 is a steal for that jacket. So, you know, that's how I picture it when I'm buying CRTX. I'm getting a steal so good. Like, I should be taken away for it, you know. But unfortunately, you can do the same with jackets. You go to McDonald's, half off. Doesn't mean somebody spit in the burger. It's just that McDonald's wants a good sale. But you know, when you buy CRTX at $5 when it was $121, it's not the same company. It's not getting a jacket for a good deal. It's not getting a hamburger for a good meal. You need to know what you're paying for. So that's all I can say for you guys for now.
Can you give me some classes maybe on, kind of saving? Because I need some, literally.
Savings. Wow.
Not even savings, but how to not overpay for things,
You're asking
because
the right
I can
guy.
see, I'm asking the right person, right? You like bagels at Tim Hortons because they have free butter.
That's right. I take the free butter. I pay $1.56 for the bagels until inflation hit Tim's about a week ago. Now I pay $1.67. But no, I've been pretty cheap. You're asking the right guy if you want to know how to save money.
Yeah.
For instance, Toronto is known for, really high real estate prices, really high rent. I live in somebody's closet for $500 a month, but I get free internet and I get a free shower. I just can't really leave the closet too often. Shout out to my landlord, Alex, by the way. You're a beast for letting me live in your house for $500 a month. What I can say is, you got to live a little bit when you're young. All right, I'm kind of a young guy myself. You can't be spending no money because I know some people, they're serial savers. They want a fat fire. They saying, I'm going to put 90% of my salary I get from FANG into the Qs. But then they turn 40 and they're like, I wish I went out on more dates. I wish I, went out with the guys more often. I wish I bought a nicer car because I had the money. And now, what's an extra couple $100,000 going to do for me now that I'm in my 40s? 40 is still young. But, the point is, it's like you're in your 20s, you're in your 30s, you got to enjoy life a little bit. So, when you see the paycheck comes, you see a stock you like, my opinion, you kind of want to put into good investments. Always putting a little bit of your paycheck into investments. That's what I believe. But at the same time, you don't have to just, as long as you're not spending too much money on things you don't need, it's important to spend money on the things that are important. That's the advice I'd have to give with regards to saving. And I think I might be saving too much money because CRTX is just going lower and lower every time I buy it, but I can't help myself from a good deal. You heard my story about the jackets, but that's pretty much what I have to say about that.
That's great. Thank you, Tony, for sharing. Really need to pay more attention to savings. And Dominic Famularo sent us a super chat. Thank you, Dominic. You're on fire today as usual. TRVI. It's another therapeutics company. We are trading almost 2 million volume and up 17%. We're now got also rejected a little bit day highs. But let's see. I also want to find out what is the float on Trevi Therapeutics is. And we have 23 million free float on that name.
Ooh, Trevi Therapeutics. We're seeing this pop off just a little bit today. Volume not as high as Medivale or the other four horsemen I was looking at. I think the four horsemen for today, we got Medivale, VERU, Iteran, Veristem. Veristem kind of chilling out a bit here. Iteran trying to hold that 6. Unfortunately, I cursed you guys, as I did with Medivale. I think we're trying to holding. I'm going to stop buying all these plays, even though I think they're amazing plays, because I just kill the mood. It's like me when I walk into a party. Everyone's having a good time, and then Tony's here, and it's like, oh, hey, Tony. It's the same with time buy the stocks. It's like I gotta stay away from this with my Midas curse. I'm gonna tell you it's a good investment. But right, Trevi Therapeutics as well. Curious if there's any any news on this. 17%. It's quite a bit, but I've actually seen a lot more in the absence of news. But this thing is ripping. This thing's absolutely ripping. This was 50 cents all the way back at the start of March. Now it's $3. This thing like 6 or 7x. There has to be some news going on. I'm just missing it. But people are clearly just adjusting their expectations to, what's going on with this company. You see pullbacks, but this thing's just absolutely ripping. I think this might be a good investment. Clearly, they got something, going on over here. So fascinating to see where that goes.
I haven't seen any news, but if I see anything, it pop-ups, I will absolutely bring it up. Actually, guys, look what a nice reverse for Twitter. We went all the way down to $45, 45.20, and now we're almost back to Viva, but almost touched that red line called volume weighted average. And let's see if any strength will come back to Twitter. I don't know, maybe we can take a look at what S&P 500 do, because QQQ is still down 1.72% now.
Fascinating. We got a super chat from Dominic telling us to look at TAN-H. This was actually one of the first stocks I ever traded back in my life. But this was like, I bought in at 12 before the reverse split. So that tells you how bad this thing's been doing in the long term. I believe it's like a Chinese name I bought in around over here, again, because I love deals after seeing this huge drop. This was all the way back in 2015, one of my first trades. But today, we were up 24%, decent volume, and we had a little bit of a gap up, moving higher. Fasting to see where this is going to go. I believe this is intraday high. Haven't seen a red candle in 5 minutes for the past half hour. Volume still staying strong. This company has been reverse split after reverse split, but when it's down this much and beaten down, there's probably a bunch of shorts piled onto it. I think the float for this probably isn't too high. Market cap of just 9.6 million. This thing could be a flyer, guys. But also, everyone in the chat telling me, spamming, really, Metaville. If I can spell it right, that is 226. I'm really worried I actually killed the move. He broke out his cone I was talking about earlier. Jeez, okay. Like that's again, this is the mood when I walked into the party. But 226, geez. People are saying last chance, a rocket's about to take off. You know, like we were saying yesterday, no Tony's left behind. So maybe it's my time to double up on the way over here. But you know, I'm fasting to see where this might go. Again, 226 on the high side. We're not really pulling back too strong here. A few red candles. I want to draw a better channel over here, but I think VWAP, or sorry, MACDs on a 5-minute chart still looking green. Once this crosses over, I'll be slightly less sure. But I'd say we might have to take a break here. This thing's been pumping quite a bit. We're up 56% to the day. You know, it's 1 o'clock right now, so we're gonna have to maybe take a little bit of a break. We wait for power hour for the volume to really kick in, punch in, because today we're not really seeing a lot of volume, unfortunately. It's just, you know, we're up so much, but at the same time, it's like we were printing these levels on 200 million shares, and today we're only at 23, and there's 3 hours left in trading session. I'm actually really surprised at how we're moving up so much. It's like a low float runner here, low volume as well. So, you know, I think that's a double-edged sword. It can go up really easily, could tank really easily as well. We saw with LUTM yesterday, 30 cents, $1. CEO rejected the news that Tesla was going to buy them. If I can even pull up the chart again today. Hopefully none of you guys got, you know, I'm probably misspelling the symbol. It was an OTC stock, but hopefully none of you guys were in it because it was absolutely nasty yesterday. But yeah, I think people are talking about Twitter again in the chat today. We're moving back to the upside now, up 2.27% on the day. I thought this was just going to, once it goes red, I was like, it's going to fill the gap entirely. I was wrong again, but that's all right here because I think we're trying to hold these gains here. I think they're going to reject Elon Musk's offer, but I'm not quite sure why this is moving back up now. Maybe Elon Musk decides he wants to be on the board instead if they're still opening up that offer. Maybe he still wants to serve on Twitter. We're seeing DWAC, Tesla as well, not really responding too much to news. All's quiet on the Western front for DWAC and Tesla. But yeah, we will have to see where that goes. Q's still down, not really making a move, maybe bottoming. I kind of want to go long on the Q's here because if we start moving a bit upwards from here, that will be our get out level, that will be our stop loss. But ooh, you know, it's actually really fasting day. And yesterday we were up 2%. Now we're going to be down 2%. Market doesn't know which way it wants to go. Anyhow, I guess we'll go back to Valera now. Is there any other tickers that are mentioned really in the chat, or maybe I'll just go on more with my stories here I've written on my little sticky note.
So sweet of you.
I knew I was going to be stuck at one point or the other, so I brought some things in.
What
talking
a nice
about
brush.
That's right. You guys should have told me about my hair yesterday. I watched the replay and I was like, was that me? Is a swamp monster or something? Who let this guy out of the basement? All right, so I brought in this today just because, you know, in case my hair starts going awry. I'm going to have this here sitting beside me. I'm going to put it in my pocket, and I'm going to have it with me at all times of the day. But anyways, you know, that's me with my hair. I got to get a haircut real soon.
Are you considering to maybe color?
Color my hair? I've been seeing some platinum Tony in the chat over here. Honestly, I think, you know, I want to help the channel out. We gotta make it a milestone. I'm okay with going flat. You can dye my hair purple if you'd like. I mean, I'll do it for the show. But you know, we should probably have a challenge or something. 3K likes again or something maybe.
Sir.
We'll see.
Oh my God, I love to hear what you just heard.
See whatever, or maybe the chat
easy,
can.
So easy, literally, guys. Okay, we need to make it up. What do we want for? First of all, which color?
Which color? Oh wow. Honestly, I've been kind of liking like a silver or like a white. Maybe I'm dyeing my hair. That's what chat's saying. We'll have to see.
Oh my God, I feel so bad and happy at the same time. White people next to me
Some
have
people are
to
saying
dye
I
their
should
hair
stay
blonde, maybe because blonde looks
nice, I'll be
right?
platinum Tony. But some people are saying they like my hair over here. Turquoise Tony.
Like
I
your
like
hair,
blue.
Absolutely, yeah. Maybe like.
I don't know if Like I gotta go into like one of those like video games where you have like the character selection. I want to see my hair first before
Yeah,
I wake up
do
or like
this.
after the
There are
whatever thing.
filters in Instagram. You can take a look.
All right,
and
that
see,
sounds good.
or like maybe we can take just like a part of your hair like this,
Ooh,
and then like you will have like this one like in purple or
jeez.
blue.
I'm actually a little bit nervous now. My other job, I'm a bartender, so I'm not sure if the customers there will be liking me so much. So
I think it's going to
we'll
be
see.
on the opposite batter. Anyway, so we will decide on that, guys. Write in the comments which color do you think should Tony color his hair, and we will think on what we want.
Yeah, no, we'll have to
that.
see. But something might be in the works, guys. So stay posted. Maybe for the 300K
Right.
milestone or something,
Yeah,
we'll do something.
3K likes is the price for now. Might get higher, so you better rush. I actually, guys, looking for long trade on Tesla. Market started to show a little bit sign to go higher. QQQ went a little bit higher, still down 1.63%. And actually, I'm looking for longs on Tesla. Tesla made quite jump to the upside. I was supposed to get into the long trade at 986, but this didn't happen. I need to literally figure out my keys, because it's getting frustrating. Oh, I believe I know what's the thing. Okay, I'll be back.
All right, no worries. Sorry, I have some few technical difficulties here, but luckily for me here, I got a few more stories to tell. I think I showed you guys the car crash. That was like one of the first ones. Talked about. I got another one for you actually. So back in college, I was like in this computer science class or something. I had to try to code this experiment. I thought it wasn't like a trading related thing, but it was so applicable to trading. It was like sort of like the Pareto curve sort of thing I've been hearing about. It was like this. You're trying to code a simulation. You got 100 people together in a room. Each of them, you give them $10. There's $1,000 split between 10 people, all evenly, and game goes like this. In every sequence or in every round, 2 people randomly, and this will change every single round, you're going to match together, and you're going to each flip a coin. One person calls heads, one person calls tails. Pretty much the gist is 50-50. One person takes it all, and the other person loses $1, but each person has 10. So the idea is, what happens after, say, 10, 50, 100, 250 iterations? And so we modeled this in a simulation. What we found is that it converges to like 20% of the people having some amount of money and everybody else having nothing. Now, if you keep on running this thing, eventually, like, you'd be surprised. It never converges back to everybody having $10 each. It's always some number of people holding the entire wealth, and this is completely randomly for an economy that doesn't have new money coming in. So, and people talk about, inequality and all that. I'm starting to think it's like a mathematical phenomenon that's going on over here. I don't really understand it, but I've seen it, play out in my homework assignment back when I was in college. And so it always fascinated me how, sort of this like random splitting of money kind of, what ends up happening is that very few people hold everything. And it's just how it is. Now, exactly who those people are, these things like change. You might have one person being the richest person in this game out of 100 people for the 10th iteration. You do 50 more, it's a completely different person. But the thing is, the rich always gets richer, and that's in a completely random game. In real life, it's not random, and money ends up going more so towards the rich anyhow. And this is not a static game where there's no more money coming into the economy. Power to printer, that printer is moving every single day. So, I think one of the phenomenons of life, one of the statistical phenomenons, I'd say, is how the rich keep on getting richer. And I guess the only thing you can hope for is you gotta struggle, you gotta hustle, and try to make it towards the very top. But that's the story I gotta tell. Now I'm really running out of stories, so hopefully Valeria might need another minute. So got some few super chats over here. I'm seeing thank you, Mike, for the $5. We see you said you are right. Plus the inequality and outcome don't. Everything, perhaps you mean don't change everything. Absolutely agree. That's just how it is. I think there's nothing that can be changed. I think everything is just, somebody asked me, do you believe in predestination? Do you believe that the future is solid? The way it is. Can you change the future at all? And to me, my answer was, I don't think you could, on the basis that you don't know what the future is, but you can't change what you don't know. But also, I just see life as a picture. You could take a picture of somebody throwing a baseball. I work at the Jays, so I kind of know, the baseball analogies. You could take a picture of the baseball flying in midair, and you can tell somebody or ask somebody where this is going to go. Without the context that somebody threw the ball in a certain direction, you just see a picture of a ball in midair, You could be saying it's going to go up, down, left, or right. But the thing is, everything leading up to that moment caused the ball in it. Just because you don't know doesn't mean it's not going a certain direction. And same with life. I believe if you have every single variable about everything in life, you can predict what's moving on, what's going to be life in the next day, 2 days. If you know everybody's thoughts, everybody's behaviors, that's kind of what I believe. But anyways, I think I'm getting way too off topic over here. This is a stock trading show. We got to go back to the charts here. What's moving? QQQs. All right, we're still holding 1.65. No, sorry. I'm getting way off. This is me just talking. Now making up
It was a great
ranting.
conversation, actually.
So, thank you very much for that. But anyways, back to the charts here. We're seeing Twitter up 2%, DWAC, Tesla. I was saying this is the news of the day, and yet it's not moving at all. MetaVale, people still want to take a look at it. Unfortunately, to the downside now, 2.22, still just holding it. Not really moving down, but not really moving back up either. I want to see more momentum coming in over here because we're just sitting at 2.2. We have wicks to 218. Now, this is not breaking the low of something because there's no support levels here. This thing's been parabolic, just going up without a pullback. We've seen one here, but it's like a single 5-minute candle, and this is back at 215, $2 flat. So maybe $2 flat is a psychological support. Again, I think I cursed it. I got in 247 for a couple hundred shares, and now it's moving back down. So, maybe it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. Maybe I'm saying it on chat here, and you guys are saying, "Oh, Tony's in this trade." Okay, I'm punching out. I'm punching out right now. And so, not looking very hot over here. Hopefully, this moves to the upside. People are saying that this is the chance for people that weren't in the trade yet to go back in the trade. So maybe that's true. We'll have to see. Personally, I think the trade's a little cold at the moment. It's like it feels like a warm beer, you kind of, could I get another colder one, please? Or, maybe I'll put it in the fridge for a bit and come back later. That's what I kind of feel like MetaVale is at the moment, unfortunately. I want to see some consolidation here, but we do need to cool down. We can't go parabolic the entire day. And so we'll just have to wait on that just for a little bit. Anyways, it's been me talking for like the last, 10, 15 minutes at this point. Valera, should I pass it back to you, or do you got any trades for us? I can keep going here, but...
Absolutely. Happy to hear you can keep going, but I will interrupt you a little bit. I am looking for shorts on Tesla. Again, I was trying to get in at 996, but then I'm like, okay, let's break this thing first. And I have my put for long at 987. Hopefully it will work for me. Hopefully Nasdaq will go higher, and so does Tesla. But again, this consolidation that looks like starting. I want to see Tesla go higher out of this and give me a few dollars of profit. Mr. Karen being Mr. Karen on the chat. Hi, DR. And yeah, guys, please write any tickers on the chat you want us to take a look at. MDVL still looking good on the 1 month. Yeah, MDVL is stock on the move today, and I actually wanted to check volume, guys. What are the leaders? Who are the leaders on the volume? So we can see that in the first place is that BRQS. It has successfully purchased 5G license with Qualcomm. Did we talk about that, BRQS?
Oh, no, I haven't. I actually haven't seen the news today. What's going on at BRQS?
So again, it has successfully purchased 5G license with Qualcomm. And we can check Qualcomm also, maybe. How are they doing?
All right, probably not a lot. QCOM is wait, so you said QCOM or Qualcomm?
Qualcomm.
Oh, wow. I actually haven't heard of that one. Yeah, let's check it out. How's it doing today?
Yeah, so BRQS, guys. I wonder why no one brought it earlier to us. BRQS. We have 211 million volume again, leader right now, and we are up 26% on the day. Great jump in the pre-market. Then was pretty much volatile trading. We were dancing here on the VWAP and then faded a little bit. Now below VWAP, found support at that 0.21. And again, when power hour will start, I wonder to see if we will be able to go back to day highs. But again, if stock wanted to die, I believe we would do it earlier. Like we would fade much more earlier if we would want to.
BRQS, that is in fact a mover today. I think we've been touching highs and lows and, tried going back to highs, and now we're trying to fade again. very fascinating stock today, only up 26%, 21-cent stock. I know a lot of people don't like trading stocks under $1, myself included sometimes, just because the spreads get kind of interesting to look at. But I think that based off the news, clearly the market's gapped up quite a bit here. We might go above high of day 24.75, 25 cents psychological support again. Break it, we go above. I'm waiting to see if we can test the lows again. 20 cents. Flat, 20 cents, 2020 actually. So that's our level here today. I think so far the volatility might just be a little bit dead, unfortunately, but we shall see how that ends up going. I think a lot of people still want to talk about Veristem, and we got MetaVail as well. Now just holding for 224, jinxing it a little bit, but again, maybe people are going off to lunch. It's been a nice trading morning. Once they come back, we see some people buying in again to MetaVail and have that start moving a little bit. I wish one day I might see one of my holdings start trending and people start asking me to look at my long-term holdings. But again, that's not to be seen, at least at the moment. So, that's going to be something maybe eventually to look at. I think the one other name that actually kind of comes to mind, actually, I'm not sure if you guys are around during this, but back in 2015 or 2016, if you guys remember, there's this individual called Martin Shkreli. And he made it to the news. I think he bought a biofirm and he raised the price of something to $750. I think people were saying if you actually look into him, what he did, it wasn't nearly as bad as what the mainstream media said he was. People made him out as like the most evil man in America. I think he said that in his defense, if you have Medicare or Medicaid, you're getting it for, you can't afford it, you're getting it for $1. But he bought this company called K-Bio back in the day. And, the one thing I will say is that I've been very fortunate. I've been a part of every single major market move that's been going on really since I started trading, or maybe not directly involved like with real money, but I've been part of it. So there's this company called K-Bio. It's been rebranded to Humanigen, but this company was on the verge of bankruptcy. It was trading at like 50 cents, right? And it was doing something really similar to what Kaleido Biosciences, this was also a major mover today, was doing today. Like people are saying, this company's about to be delisted. They've fired everybody. They're going bankrupt, and yet this thing went from 50 cents to $2. I'm shorting it. And that's what I was thinking as well back in 2015. After hours, I look at my phone. I nearly crap myself. And this was virtual money. It was a competition between me and my other friends back in high school. This thing gapped up from $2 to $16. News came out. Martin Shkreli was going to take over the company, and this was Humanigen. If I can even find the chart back in the day, if you want to talk short squeeze, this thing went from 50 cents to like $50 in the span of a week. And I believe this was so far ago you couldn't even find it. This was back in November of 2015. This is when I started trading. This was the chart back here. So when you want to short a biotech as well, you got to be really careful. A lot of these huge names, they usually fade, but this can just as easily happen, and this can just as easily be a multi-day runner like you can for like you might have for ATER, or Longevron was like another name we've been looking at, or VERU. People saying VERU's been running here, but I'll just finish the story real quick. A lot of people got burned. There is this man called Martin Campbell or something. He was short this, and he was in a work meeting, and it made national news because of how sensational it was. He, like after the work meeting, his friend said to him, "Hey, are you okay?" He's like, "I'm fine. What do you mean, am I okay?" He said, "I know you had a K-Bio short, and now Humanigen short. Are you gonna be okay?" And he looks at his phone. He's down $106,000. This guy was on salary, so it made like every single news. Martin Shkreli donated $5 to this man. He says, "How's the wife taking it?" So that's a pretty cheeky move on his part. But point is, bios, when they rip, they do rip. And most of the time, though, they decay, as you guys can see here. I was holding this until I got stopped out, even on my own terms. So bios, you always want to be careful trading them. So now, with all that being said, we'll go back to VERU over here. And people are saying this is ripping again. We're green. We touched 1750 today as the high. For the moment, we might be... we found a bottom, I think. This might be a long. 1350 seems to be the bottom. I'm not punching in, but I'm just going to call it as a long so I don't jinx it again. This could be moving higher. I like this range of the bottom. Again, new high today. That's a really good sign. So curious to see where this might go. Anyhow, so that's what I have to say about VERU. We can pass back to Ms. V if you'd like, or perhaps I can talk a bit longer here, whichever you'd like. I'm not seeing too many movers, unfortunately. Here's my little watch list I made this morning. Wells Fargo, still down 5%. Twitter, DWAC, Tesla. I'm just going to forget those names at the moment. Looks like they're, they said we're going on vacation. We're not going to be moving. We're going to come back later, and maybe that's okay. We'll see what happens at the close or if any news comes out. Again, Upstart, big name here. They gave me the loan for a car. I crashed the car 75 miles per hour. I walked away with bruises. It was a nice car. Thank you, Acura. Thank you, Upstart. And I was too cheap to buy a new tire because I'm like, a bald tire? No, I'd rather buy like 1.5 years of the RTX. So don't be cheap, guys. You got to spend money on your safety. You can't cheap out. That's, if I could give it advice, that's what I said. My friend, this guy makes 6 figures, and he was saying, cars are depreciating assets. I'm going to buy a 1998 Honda Civic for $2,000. I'm saying, dude, if you die, you're not getting a salary no more. You have to, spend some money on yourself. This guy has like some people are spendthrifts. They spend way too much money. They max out their cards. They default under debt. Some people, like this guy, I know another guy, he's like a massive Yu-Gi-Oh player. I'm so kind of involved in collecting the cards. He makes 6 figures and he doesn't have his own room. He's just like sleeping on a sofa every day because he says having a room's a waste of money. So, take the money, invest, do, financially smart stuff. Don't overdo it, guys. That's all I can say. Don't overdo it. But anyways, that's some of the stories I've been having. I think Valeria is looking for some news for us at the moment. Apologies, I put Valeria on the spot a lot.
No.
I think...
Good. I'll just real quick put order for my Tesla trade, and we'll be back to you guys.
Awesome. All right, so the loan people were asking was, I took a $5,000 loan to buy a $3,500 car. It came up to $4,000 after fees and taxes. The other $1,000, all right, I bought biotech stock. I think the $4,000 invested in the car, now worth $5,000 in scrap metal, might have been doing better than the $1,000, which I don't even know what's happening to that. All my biotechs 52-week lows all the time. So, the total car was a better investment than my biotechs. That's really something here. So, when you invest, I recommend you guys the tried and true method: buy the Qs, buy the SPY. There's logic to that. I thought I knew better. Maybe occasionally you call like a true winner, but most of the time, if you want to play it safe, you're not going to go broke buying the Qs. You're not going to get there, at the speed of light. You're not going to go broke. So that's the. You guys didn't ask for the life advice. I'm just dishing out advice here. I don't have many people to talk to. Like I said, I don't really have any siblings. I don't really have any, pets. I hang out a lot with my imaginary wife. She's really nice. But besides that, I don't really know if I hang out with anybody very often.
Wife?
That's right, and she's really beautiful as well.
What's her name is?
Sona. She's a League of Legends character.
Soda?
Sona, S-O-N-A.
Sona.
League of Legends character.
Oh,
that's
so sweet.
she's my best friend. Anyhow, enough about my interesting behaviors over here. Let's see how you're. That's right. You ready for your Tesla trade? How's that going?
Going. I am stressed. Anyways, here's my entrance, 987.50. I'm looking to get out of there at 989. So hopefully I will be able to make around $2. And my stop loss will be at 984, ladies and gentlemen. So let's see. Hopefully Tesla will give me that few dollars to the upside. I can't see it trying. Wanna go higher. Unleash yourself, higher. Tesla. Go, run, and make me real money.
That's really nice animation, gotta say.
We need to make Tony animation. So guys, also write on the chat any ideas for Tony pepperoni.
Pepperoni. It'll be me holding a pepperoni pizza.
Right, yeah. And please, giving to Mr. Karen. Okay, guys. So yeah, bring any names if you know anything moving right now you want to talk about, or maybe you have questions in terms of our platform. You're more than welcome. But I really want to do one segment in here, my favorite segment. So we trade with Daytrade the World, P-Parade firm. Daytrade the World firm, P-Parade platform, and we have a list of top 10 traders for today, but it's not for today, they were yesterday, right? And I'm gonna show you guys right now. Let's see how much money did guys make. And here we go. On the first place, we can see a trader who made 21,000 trading AMAX and NASDAQ. It's probably Tony. On the second place, probably me, 17,000 trading European markets.
Of course.
And third place, we have 16,700 profit trading American, Canadian European markets. Fourth place, 12,000 trading Nasdaq, and then fifth place, 9,000 profit trading Nasdaq in New York. Great job. Proud to be part of Day Trade the World. Unfortunately, we will be able to see top traders this Thursday only on Monday because there is no show on Friday.
Unfortunately, it's closed. We have Good Friday today. I mean, tomorrow.
Do you have any significant plans for the long weekend?
Long weekend. I'm going to be bartending for the Jays. If you want to catch me there, eyes around. That's right. I get bartenders. Bartending's a nice job. You get paid a lot in tips. You are too nice to me. But if you're at the Rogers Center or Sky Dome, catch me on the 200s or the 500s. I'll serve you a tall one. That's my plans for the weekend. What about yours?
Nice.
You have anything going on?
I don't really have significant plans. You know, I also saw that weather is not really good. It's going to be rainy, but it's okay for you. You will be inside having fun. I don't
hopefully.
know, probably spend more time with my little puppy.
Yeah. Well, you guys should see Valera's little puppy. It's like a stuffed animal. I was looking at it.
Yesterday when I was walking, literally everyone would stop by and say, "Oh my God, he looks like bear. Oh my God, he's so cute." I'm like, yeah,
absolutely.
My boyfriend probably when he goes like for a walk with him, he's like, you know, using him so women can come after and like, "Oh my God, you have such a cute dog."
Oh, that's right. I bet I'd start.
Take idea.
Maybe I should start getting a pet myself. Maybe looking at something. But yeah, no. You guys should see Valera's little puppy there.
I'll
She's
show you pictures later, guys.
yeah, show some pictures later. That's gonna be great. But yeah, I suppose for the moment, back to markets. Very fascinating, actually. I'm not. Someone's asking me for my league gamer tag actually in the chat based on what I said earlier. I don't mean to brag or anything. 5 years ago, I was devoting every single minute of my life into that game. I was in like Florida at the time, so I was playing on the LAN server just because I peaked in the NA. I couldn't get above D1 or Masters. I'll get over this in like 30 seconds because I know a lot of you don't follow the game. But I put on the LAN server. I peaked at rank 25 Challenger there. They sent me a backpack. That was really nice. And I played entirely Sona. I stopped playing the game from now. I got, I grew up a little bit. I think for playing video games, the reaction time peaks around 16 to 18, maybe 19, 20. But, it's a young person's game. So I'm kind of out of that now and trying to get out, meet some 3D woman and stuff, hanging out with my imaginary wife the entire day. But anyways, that's enough about me. Back to the markets here. What I found really fascinating yesterday, frequency therapeutics. I was ranting and raving all day, not all day, but around this time yesterday about this stock. I said, how is this company, it was at 146 yesterday, how is this company trading at cash value? Because it has like about 80 million in cash, trading at $50 million market cap. They have like very little operations at this point. I was saying this was $58 a year ago. Now it's at $1.47. But as I mentioned that yesterday, and I don't mean to be pumping nothing. If you see me telling to buy a stock, I'm just joking entirely. This thing, I mentioned it like 130 yesterday. This thing rips all the way to 175. We're back down today, but I was like, did I have something to do with that? It's a volume spike right here. So I thought that was really fascinating. Got super chat. Thank you very much, Jamie. Genuinely appreciate having Tony on here. Love to have him on some more. Thank you so much, guys, for all the support. I'll be here. I'll be moving towards the back. I wasn't hired as like a show host or something. That'll be for Prad and everybody. Believe me, it's been really exciting here. I'm not sure how Prad does it. Prad's a real tank. For me, like I've been passing it to like Valeria like really, really often. Prad's usually he's like talking like all day. I'm not sure how I'm running out of things to say here. I had to like write down things, but Prad is a real good guy. He's gonna come back Monday. I'm sure he's fortunately out, not feeling so well. But I will be here. I'll be on the show occasionally. Hopefully, I'll be the bell ringer, people's bell ringer here, and I'll be in the back. I was hired more of like financial data analyst, but you'll see me a lot on the show. So thank you so much again for all the support.
World needs more Tony.
Sean really hyped me up. I mean.
Do you know how to clean the wicks on Tesla chart? Amar is asking. Amar, I know how to do this on P-Pro8. I'm not sure if you're using P-Pro8, it might be helpful for you. So if you hit this in here, Tesla go higher. And basically you first cursor and see the time. It was 13:15. You will go in here, look for 13:15, and you see look for like weird numbers that are not supposed to be there. So 985, and here we have 3 in a row, so we just change it for 986, 986, 986. and 987, for example. We click OK, boom, we're back,
Boom.
and now this chart looks even worse for me. I
Ah.
can see the move to the downside.
Oh,
Yeah, so
Tesla.
hopefully it was helpful for you, and people say hit like for Tony, and actually we're super close to 1K likes. And 40 more likes to 1K, so team, please help us. Tony is amazing. I see how much love there on the chat for him, and just put that into the like button.
Oh, thank you again so much, guys. The support for me is tremendous. You know, they told me I was going to be on the, like they told me the other day, I'm usually sitting in the back on my PC over there trying to, analyze some spreadsheets, but they told me, hey, you might be on the show tomorrow. I was like, oh crap, I don't know if I'm going to say much. And, next morning they say, all right, you are going to be on the show today. I was really a bit nervous, but no, you guys have made it absolutely wonderful for me. It's been an absolute
Yes.
pleasure. Really hard job. I don't know if I could do this often. You might see me once every 2 weeks or something like that, but it's a really hard job. Props to Pratt again. Like here I'm trying to pull off good shows, but it's me talking about my life, not really pulling much trades here. But again, thank you again for all the support, and hopefully we're making this show a good one for you guys. As for the markets, Twitter here, people talking about a reversal. We're moving down 47 all the way back down to 46, and just been hovering here the entire day. 45.5, 44.5, 45.21. Let's be the bottom of the 1K likes. Thank you so much for all the likes, guys. Much appreciated. Oh no, that's a milestone.
Scare you a little bit. Hope it worked.
I wasn't scared.
Thank you so much, guys. And we can give a virtual high five.
High
for
five.
reaching there.
Yeah, we're a bit further apart, but otherwise, it would have been a real high five. Anyhow, back to the markets here. Twitter, 4610. People are saying it's going to reverse down back to downside. I don't doubt it. I haven't really been following the news at all today about what's happening with the buyout and everything, but I'm not really quite sure if we're going one or the other. Again, my opinion is that the company rejects the buyout offer because 54.20 is not a massive premium for where we are here. But again, this should not be the price we're looking at. This is the price we're looking at, 39. So really, that's like, if I can do the math here, that's like a 38% premium. So, if I was Twitter's board, it depends. Like, I'm not quite sure what they're considering. I'm not sure if they vote yes for the deal, maybe they're not the board members anymore. But we'll have to see what ends up happening. We got Super Chat over here. HNRG, I believe Dominic was talking to us about this yesterday. Hallador Energy. This was a massive, massive mover. Comeback, actually massive comeback play over here. I believe this is like an energy play. Well, it says energy in the title, I'd imagine would be. A huge comeback. This is the slow U-shaped recovery, not the V-shaped recovery looking at. Beaten down a lot, I think over 2020, 2021. But we are running today, much less volume than yesterday, unfortunately. Yesterday, we talked about it while it was just breaking 5 or a bit over 5, I believe. Unfortunately, didn't run too much higher, so if you're holding that, we don't quite see too much action. Volume a lot lower, but what's surprising to me is that we're actually holding the same price. In fact, we're moving higher today, up around 2.5%. And so I think this can pretty much hold. I think this is one of the names that might actually become a good long-term investment rather than just a swing trade you want to be holding, 1 day or 2 days. Because the volume on this stock isn't great. We see 7 million shares yesterday, 1 million today, but it's a $5 stock, so it's only 35 and 5 million respectively. But no, it's I think we're hitting some points of resistance over here. Traded at this price a lot back in the day. Hallador Energy. I'm not sure what the catalyst is. Something obviously happened yesterday for this huge volume spike to move up intraday. It's going to be hard to see on the candle just because the low volume isn't really affecting an awful lot. But yeah, if we break this level here, I think we might move to the high side again. Yesterday's high, I believe, was around 527, 528. We shall be, looking to move that a little bit. I'm seeing in the chat QLGN. That's one we haven't been looking at today. I was actually holding this back at $2 not that long ago. I forget what the news is here. I believe the catalyst might have been some presentation at a cancer conference a couple days ago. Major rip up all the way to 150. Unfortunately, 150, that even dollar level was a bit too strong a level of resistance. Excuse me. And so we were up around 200% at one point and now pulling all the way back, lows of 70, trying to move a bit higher today. But again, on the daily chart, I don't think I'll be seeing much volume at all. In fact, it's non-existent today. Less than 1 million traded, 82-cent stocks, less than $1 million traded. Meanwhile, we had what's all the way here? 50 million traded just a couple of days ago. So ooh, that's gonna be something crazy going on. There are people talking about Twitter a lot in chat. We're about to go red again. Daily chart looks like this. 44.61 looks like an area of support for the time being, temporary. Usually when I see a setup like this, I'm thinking, is it gonna be like a U move? But if the moment we come back, break this level, we got a gap to fill over here. And if we break that level, I think what it is that Elon Musk is not getting his way. So it'd be really fascinating if he brings back Twitter. People are saying Donald Trump's going to come back. Alex Jones is going to come back. It's going to be back like 2017, 2018 or something like that. It's going to be a fascinating, interesting platform to be on, but that's going to hurt DWAC a lot. That's going to hurt Tesla a bit as well if he stops managing this company and starts going to making most of his time in Twitter. So interesting to see what might happen over there. Elon's on YouTube, supposedly. You guys might take a pause in this stream, visit Elon a little bit. I'm sure he might have a few more things to say than I do, just looking at his stock over here. But yeah, let's see if Elon actually gets the company. That's going to be fascinating over there. Other stocks look at on our hot list. I didn't really spend much time making this, unfortunately. VERU was another name people were chatting about. Fortunately, staying at 1474 for the time being. I don't believe this is moving much for, I said this was a decent level of support. We might try to move upwards from here. 1520 looks like that might be a relative top. We're just trying to map out where this thing might want to go. Clearly, 1750, top of the day, moving downwards. Not much support until this level here, which kind of acted. Moving a bit over there, but nonetheless.
Is that Elon on CNBC? Can you see?
CNBC. Musk is speaking right now on CNBC.
Yes,
I'm
sir.
sure he's,
and a few people say,
you guys might have to take a look at.
Now, and Tesla actually, guys, look, made that W moving back higher, so I have a chance for my trade turn profitable.
Wonderful.
Go, Elon, go say something good, please.
Oh, man, it might just start flying. We'll have to see what happens. Ooh, Elon Musk is talking. If you guys want to leave me for Elon, that's all good. I don't take offense to that. Elon's on a different planet, I think, literally, in terms of, he's just, we're living in Elon's world, honestly. I think he's like, we're MPCs in Elon's world. That guy's always doing something new every day, new and exciting. So, it'll be fascinating to see what he does when he's live at the moment, giving a TED Talk, I believe people are saying. People are saying GameStop over here, is this a good thing to look at? Wasn't this thing at like $75 not that long ago? They had like earnings and they missed and it was down 10%. People don't care. They just buy it. That was the bottom. And wow, what a rip up. On a daily chart, I think for something like GME, if you're holding it a little bit longer, you might want to consider the daily chart, the 4-hour chart as well, before you start holding an investment like this. I wonder if 143, 142 is a level of support. Again, all I look at are simple trend lines, channels. I'm not a very sophisticated trader. I'm more of a bag holder, as you guys are much aware. But even so, if we see a level that starts consolidating, we start seeing it wants to move up here, we might see the most common shape in trading, as I see it, a smile. We're going to draw this guy's eyes a little bit better. Okay, no, that's just creepy now. No, that's not very good. All right, you know what I'm trying to say, though? People are saying, look at Bank of America. I think, no. No, this is not BAC. What am I pulling up? All right, Bank of America. Down today, 3.37. I was wrong when I said all the financials are up because clearly Bank of America down for the day today. It's been looking quite ugly. Double topped here back at 50 not that long ago, back in February. Interest rates have not been very nice to the banks, unfortunately, so we will have to see where this takes us. New lows for the time being, near the 52-week low, actually. 52-week low is all the way back here. If I can see, that's back in... that was back in July of 21. We might just test that level here. Financial is mixed, I will say. Mixed. Citi up, JP Morgan down, Wells Fargo down 5% today. So, anybody's guess what might happen. This thing doesn't move in a straight line down, obviously. It's a channel over here. But again, could be either way. I think we're a little bit overextended to the downside. We shall see what ends up happening for Bank of America Corporation. Tesla now climbing.
Tony,
let's pass it back on to Valeria.
Ever live trade on Tesla.
Give it up for Miss V. That was amazing.
Thank thank you. I'm so happy. Wow, it's second day and I'm trading Tesla. I mean, it's $1.50 profit per share, but I haven't been shut down. I made some money, and it's so far most profitable trading day for me. I mean, it's second one, but still. And again, if maybe I would have a bigger shutdown, I would hold longer this name a little bit, but it's fine. Again, $1.50, but I believe, and again, I wanted to get out at 989, because if we don't really want to break 900, it wouldn't get in there. But if we get to that 990, it would want to go definitely higher. So again, I definitely see the Tesla can go higher today, guys. In market also trying a little bit. Now 1.55% to the downside. We were 1.70% to the downside at some point. Yeah, Tesla also kind of now moving, but again, just super happy. Third profitable to
Congratulations,
me.
Valeria.
Thank you,
I don't think she's had a red day so far. Granted, she only went live a few days ago, but really, really good start. I remember I completely crapped the bed when I first went live. I was like, hopefully nobody saw that. Do I need to like put money out of my pocket, start paying back this? No, the company's too nice for me for that. But wow, very impressive. You were saying V for Tesla. That's right. V for V-shaped recovery going on over here.
And for VWAP.
V for VWAP. That's right. People are saying MetaVail again and Lexair. I'll take not Lexair. This is Lexaria. All right, MetaVail Holdings over here. Back to 225. That's a good sign. I'm hoping the Tony curse gets taken down by the strength of you guys, the traders, and MetaVail Holdings over here. Finally break the curse I've been putting on you guys. My average still 2.47, so hopefully it breaks above that level at some point today. We're moving a little bit back up to the upside after using 208 as a support right there. So hopefully this will be a relative bottom for us as we try to move back up to the upside. Again, this was a massive, massive move up. Huge momentum over here. But for the time being, looks like we're just cooling down a little bit. I want to see on the level 2 as we have any bids or offers. But yes, this thing is a very, very heavy book. It's only a $2 stock, but you're seeing on the bids, the offers here on the level 2, thousands and thousands of shares is printing massively. You can't even keep track of the transaction history over here. Compare something over like a VERU, or I guess ATR is actually seeing really, really good volume today. These are the 4 horsemen movers of today. But point is, huge volume, heavy trades, moving really fast. Let's see if we can break 230 now towards the upside. That'll be very fascinating to look at. I'm trying to see if I can pull up my TradingView chart. Again, MetaVail and Lexaria Biosciences. This was a name that was ripping today. I said try to buy it on a break of the high. It did so. Man, it got smacked right back down because we are now testing the lows. We actually kind of just recovered from the lows back at around 345, back to where it opened. That tested as support. But unfortunately, I don't think this company's going to be moving an awful lot today just because the news didn't seem that great. Usually when you see a stock rip huge to the upside, 200, 300%, a lot of these like crap bio companies, it's typically on phase 2 or phase 3 results or FDA approval, something to that effect. And, you know, in the failure, obviously, is for when a stock moves 80% to the downside. This was lesser news in that I believe it was a study. Granted, I didn't read the article, but things like this is usually, or things like these are usually things that, you know, get pumped and then immediately sold off. So you got to be careful when you want to buy a company like this based off of smaller news. Reminds me of one of my holding, ADGI. Again, one of my wife's favorite quotes, if you play the game League of Legends, Adagio Summoner, right? So based off of that quote alone, I bought this company, Adagio Therapeutics, and for my wife. And this was a ripper last week. We were up 75% in pre-market. This was at 367 not that long ago. I was sick that day, so I was at home just staring at my holdings over here. This thing ripped up when they said their COVID drug had high efficacy. Boom, to the upside. We touched 750, I believe, in pre-market. But look what happened. I was short covered calls on this thing, so I didn't have the opportunity to actually, take profit here, and I wasn't gonna sell anyway because I love my wife. So this is me holding it for her. I have 700 shares, but look at it, bam, boom, down, flat, gap down, flat, down, up, but still okay. Up the first up day, down, back down below where it was before the news came out. That's biotech for you. You got to be careful when you buy it. Sell the pop, because usually it's not a multi-day runner. Some exceptions being VERU, Longevron. But usually, Adagio Therapeutics, things like these or this, you see so often. Take the profits, guys, especially if you're holding the day before. You got to take the profits.
Take your profits.
Take the profits. That's how it be. All right. People saying, chat's hilarious. I love my wife. That's right. That's why I'm going to buy more of ADGI as it keeps going down. And this thing was $80. What? It's down to 3, 80 to 3. That's, at some point it stops being a deal when it just becomes free. It's like when you have like some furniture being set out on the lawn or something, and they said moving furniture, please take. That's basically my investments right here. That's the furniture, used furniture sitting outside the building when people are moving away. That's the value of my investments. I'm starting to feel like. So, biotechs, be careful. People saying in the chat, VERU. Session disconnected. Oh, geez. Something with the IP address.
I wanted to also bring Tesla. Tesla broke 990.
990.
It's now, again, 989. But again, if we did so, definitely we should continue that. So, yeah, great. If anyone caught that long on Tesla, great job, guys. Back to Mr. Tony.
Back to me.
Trader Pratt says, great job on Tesla. Their body killing it. Thank you, Pratt.
Great job, Valeria.
Real
Fantastic
money on
trade.
Tesla. Oh, my God.
That's right. That's real money. When it's real money, the emotions are different.
Today.
Brazen, that's right. Take larger share size as well. I know for Tesla, you have to trade at least 10 shares. So when you have a stock that's $1,000, that's a huge position for a momentum stock. But no, I think, Valeria, you're killing it. So you got to be taking those larger share sizes. All right, people saying the wife thing's getting creepy. I'm just memeing, guys. Sorry about that. I'll bring it back to the trades. Going too much into that. You guys don't want to know about my personal life too much. Gets a little bit interesting from there. Metavale
right?
Holdings. All right, 227. Still just keeping at this level. We're trying to move to the upside, but we're trying to hold this level. We touched 234 a while ago. Moving back down. 5-minute chart. Trying to consolidate a little bit. Trying to consolidate just a little bit. Again, 267, break that, you're flying. I like to believe 208 here is, it's going to be our bottom. It's going to be a V-shaped recovery, back to the upside, no pullbacks until we break the high. Unfortunately, it looks like markets are slowing down, but this thing doesn't care about the markets. We haven't been following the markets the entire day. And back to the Qs, we're looking to consolidate, possibly moving to the upside over here. But again, you could have said the same thing back... if I can remove my drawings over here, you could have said the exact same thing over here. This looked like a U shape. This looked like a bottom, top. This looks like a U. But the thing is, before you make any trade, you have to know your outs. You gotta have a stop out. If you're like a Forex trader, a metals trader, a oil trader, and you guys use MetaTrader 4, it's a really popular platform for Forex traders, I know that for a fact. It will ask you, what is your stop loss every time you make a trade? And so I think that's what you need to do. That's really good practice. Because like we were talking about yesterday, if you don't create a stop loss for yourself, your account's going to be the stop loss. And when your account's a stop loss, it's game over when you're done. And so here, you try to catch the bottom. I think this might be a good buy signal here. But again, this wick top over here, we can zoom in a little bit. That's the resistance. We try to test it, broke right back down. New lows on the day. Try to consolidate here. We could try to do a double top. And the chart's getting real messy at this point. Didn't work. Broke to the downside. And so if you actually got out there, you minimize your losses while taking all the upside. Trailing stops, those are the two things I believe you need most of when you're trading, because that's how you trade the trend, which is always what you want to do. Again, participate. You don't want to anticipate. Now back down to Twitter. Twitter over here, about flat, about to go red almost, up 0.59%. What's more fascinating, DWAC now making back its losses. On a 5-minute chart, not too much volume. 15 minutes. We're trying to close the gap from yesterday. We're moving back up. This might go green. Again, DWAC, Twitter, it's a battle of the social medias. Let's see who can have the higher share price. Twitter at 46, DWAC at 48. DWAC's been moving down a lot, since it first went live. And again, with the Elon Musk news, this thing's been beaten down so damn hard. Excuse my language. And I'm just trying to see here if we can even hold this level. Again, if Elon Musk's not on Twitter, I'd say DWAC recovery. Long term, back to the 80s, possibly 100. I'm not sure if any of you guys use the app. I was hearing that Donald Trump hasn't been posting on his app, which I'm not sure if it's true or not. But I think this could be a solid investment. Again, market cap is only $1.78 billion. So Trump Technology and Trump Media Technology Group, once the merger closes, once his name changes, I want to see if this thing can start ripping. If you look at the implied volatility on some of these options, it's absolutely crazy. I believe the $30, $20 strike put for DWAC, let's say a month or two from today, they've been trading at insane premiums. I believe for $30 you could get paid like $5 or something for selling a $30 put, or $5 to buy a $30 put. So clearly market makers are saying DWAC going up or going down, it's not going to be here for long. So place your bets, guys. It's going to be something today. But yeah, that's going to be DWAC for you guys. And how's your trading been going? You still holding that Tesla position? I see you're back to.
I'm fully out again today. Like, I'm not diamond hands, as I said. I'm a paper hands. Also was shorting Twitter earlier, and again took just a small amount of the profit. But again, even this $2, $1.50. I'm super happy. But again, guys, I'm more happy that I caught the right move on the stock, that I kind of found the level, so I was not like, my stop loss would help me and I would be not kicked out and shut down on the day.
Right.
And also in general that I found strength in myself to get into the live trade on Tesla, because like again, as I said, it can move crazy amount of dollars per minute. So yeah. But that's right, we're moving on Tesla. We're now right at VWAP. We broke that 990 level, now at 992. And the next level I can see is 996. If we break that one, we will show some strength above VWAP, and also QQQ is a little bit higher. Also moving to VWAP, down just 1.38%. Not sure if we will be able to reverse positive on the day today, but maybe will be not as negative as right now, because in pre-market, I believe we were flat, like QQ was down 0.02%, and here we go, Tesla going straight to that 996 level, guys.
Absolutely, Tesla on the move today, as is Twitter and DWAC. Now we see breaking news posted in the chat. The Saudi owners have rejected Musk's takeover offer. I'm surprised Twitter is still green today. This thing was up $54 in the pre-market when people were saying, like, were not saying, but I was seeing people were assuming the deal was going to be done. $54, it's at 54. Now all the way back down below 46. So, I'm surprised they're still green on the day. I think we're going to turn red really, really soon, because didn't Elon Musk say, if this deal is not going to go through, I'm going to dump my shares? Or something like that effect? Or sorry, was there more news coming out? Unfortunately, I don't got my chat up over here.
Twitter weighs poison pill to prevent Elon Musk from increasing stakes significantly. CNBC citing Dow Jones Reuters.
A poison pill for Twitter? Okay, that's going to be a problem for Elon Musk, because if he tries to...
on the YouTube chat also for everybody.
Oh, I see. Wonderful. Thank you for the news there. Yeah, a poison pill? Isn't that the thing that, like, when you try to buy a company, they get more shares, or they create more shares for themselves or something, so you have to buy a lot more than total float to do a takeover? Poison pills, that really make it hard to do a takeover.
Looks like Twitter doesn't really want Elon to buy Twitter.
No,
but
they don't.
Like, why can't they just say no, right?
Exactly. Looks like they're doing everything in their power to make sure Twitter stays out of Elon Musk's hands. They really don't want him taking over the company. I think if he takes over the company, it's good for shareholders, but the board says no. And so DWAC, we've seen a little bit of recovery, now moving back to the downside, down 1% today. I think that DWAC should be moving a lot higher. Twitter should be moving a lot lower. Market looks like it agrees with me. Twitter just moved down 0.5% from like about a minute ago, and we have a lot of support in this area. But again, that's contingent on what I believe is Musk holding his shares and or joining the board and or taking over the company. Now, those options are out of the way. We'll see what Elon Musk does. But he said he was going to dump his shares, or he wasn't going to be involved in Twitter. I think that's really bearish news. I don't know why this is still holding up at 45. I think this goes back down to 39. Or even lower from there, because the markets are also down today. So it's going to, unless Elon has something up his sleeve, he's going to, pull some sort of a gimmick, try to get the company anyhow. I think this is really good news for DWAC, possibly bad news for Twitter. We shall see what happens. Tesla, however, now moving to the upside. Tesla shareholders taking a good sign. Hopefully, Elon Musk will get his head back solely in Tesla and stop fooling around with Twitter, because this is now up from the lows of the day. We had lows of 982, and now we're back to 995. Still down 2.5% on the day, but that's okay because the Qs are down today, 1.3%. Qs also trying to recover. I think that we are due in for a market recovery today, and I believe for Twitter, I wouldn't be caught holding it. Now, if you see more news about Elon trying to pull something funny over here, he really wants the company, maybe I'll go back in. But I think for Elon Musk, he wants the company, the entire company, or he doesn't want anything to do with it. So when you're trading Twitter, you got to be kind of careful there. But I think, that's news from what I'm talking about. One last thing before I hand it back over to Valeria here. MedAvail Holdings, people are saying just broke to the upside. Not a huge break, unfortunately, but I did see we were at 236 just a second ago, if I can remove my horrible drawings over here. We've been trying to see some wick highs over here on the 5-minute chart. We tested all the way at 237, but now struggling to move back above it. We're seeing a little bit of volume coming back into the 5-minute candles now that lunch break is over. Power hour, that's going to be fascinating for today. I want to see what happens there. But yeah, 232 at the moment, hopefully moving a little bit higher. I'm still in this trade, actually. I'm not out. Maybe I should be out before it actually runs because I'm still cursing the stock at the moment. Price target? No, I was in at 247. My price target breaks 267. We're flying. We're soaring. It's going to be hilarious. Not hilarious. It's going to be massive. It's going to be hilariously massive is how high we might go.
Real quick, Dominic sent some quote from Elon Musk, so he wanted us to read it. My strong intuitive sense is that having a public platform that is maximally trusted and broadly inclusive is extremely important to the future of civilization. I don't care about economics at all, Elon Musk says, according to Dominic from our. Thank you, Elon. Okay, you don't care?
Ooh, absolutely. I think it's really important to have a free speech platform as well. The thing is, right, it's like you have a lot of people talking about, censorship and all this. It's like, who makes the rules? People are saying, like, in real life, you can't be talking, something like nonsense as well. But it's like, to what extent should Twitter mirror, what is like in real life? And does Twitter have like a moral obligation to sort of reflect the First Amendment we sort of see in the U.S. since it is, a U.S.-based company? Does Twitter have an obligation to, it doesn't have a legal obligation. It can do what it wants. But is it the right thing to do? And is it the most important thing to do to have a really strong free speech platform? I believe so. So fascinating with Twitter. If Musk takes it over, I believe in the future of the platform. Till then, we'll see. So, but free speech online, the problem is people are getting banned all the time for, talk about misinformation. But who are the people that actually call misinformation? Or why do you have the right to say what's misinformation and what isn't? So that's always been iffy with me. Always hated it. I believe we need a really strong free speech platform where unless you're making like threats against somebody or whatever isn't covered in the First Amendment, everything should follow the First Amendment. That's what I believe in. But anyhow, enough about all that sort of thing. The American's strong with me. We're going back to trading here at MedAvail, 237, hoping to break those highs. We're going back to the upside here. We shall see what happens there. Qs, S&P not really down today. The exact same shape for both these guys. I believe so. That and Aderin, I'm hearing a lot about this. 569 was the low for, actually no, it was 535 today, all the way back up to 570, and now towards the upside. Let's see if we can break yesterday's high of day, 664. Today's high of day, 655. We shall see. Curling to the upside, I think this could be a good, massive trade. ATER, I was saying yesterday, I think this is, a multi-day runner, a proven multi-day runner. And this is not ending anytime soon. I said this is the Prad stock because just like Pred, you can't keep a good guy down. He's always coming back. So thanks again for Prad, by the way, monitoring the chat, keeping the show going here. You're not seeing it on your screen, but in the back end over here, he's doing all the technical work when the sound's not working or when something isn't being brought up. He's helping throughout the show. So thank you, Prad, for keeping the show going today. It would not be the same without you, even in the back end. Big shout out to Prad.
And feel better soon. And Tony, do you shimmy at all? Because people kind of require streaming for 1K likes. So
shimmy?
Yeah.
Ooh. Like, I don't know.
Like this?
Like, or something?
Yes, just
Am I
shimmy
doing
your
that?
shoulders.
Shimmy my My shoulders.
Show me what you got.
Man, I look like I'm having a seizure over here.
Yeah, works too. It will be yours, right? Cool. We need to clip this one.
I have a seizure
Wow,
for
thank you
1,000
for
likes.
effort. Thank you
All
for
right, I
effort.
try my best, guys.
By the way, real quick, so people were asking about my puppy. I have this video. So yesterday I was not really feeling good, and he was laying next to me for the whole day. Was not biting me even. He was so cute, so sweet, my little puppy.
Oh, that's
So
cool.
yeah, that's him.
That's Blair's little puppy. Wow. I'm not sure if you want to take him into the office someday, but I'm sure everybody would love him. But yeah, wow. So he goes on walks and all that. Man,
Yeah.
people be like petting him like the
Yeah,
entire
well,
time.
At some point, yeah, it's getting too much because I have to like run like crazy.
Oh yeah. Oh, he has a lot of energy. I imagine
Oh
he
yeah.
would.
Oh yeah.
Wow. That's. I wonder what it's like to have a pet. And maybe
Maybe
I'll
one
see him
day.
someday.
Maybe I can bring one day and you will pet him.
Yeah.
And
I'd
you'll
look
see
forward
it.
to that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's gonna be exciting. Maybe have him on the show as well. We'll see.
Right.
Maybe I'm getting a
yeah,
little bit too
Louis
ahead of
superstar.
myself.
In terms of stocks, people were talking about AMD. AMD keep falling now, down more than 3%.
Ooh,
and
that's a
I
little
believe
ugly.
NVIDIA doing the opposite, right?
NVIDIA, wow. I think AMD, a low of the day today. This thing's been just curling downwards. It's not tanking
Oh,
downwards,
no, NVIDIA
but
also down.
NVIDIA's also, I'm not surprised. The Qs are still down massively today. I'm surprised that the Qs are trying to curl back up just a little bit, and yet AMD saying we're not having it. To me, AMD is kind of interesting. I haven't been really in the chip space much. I know AMD makes both GPUs, CPUs. They're coming out a lot of stuff, quite innovative, better prices than Intel. But it always fascinated me how Intel hasn't moved for several years. They're trading at a P ratio of what? Doesn't say over here. Maybe I can expand a little. P ratio of less than 10. How does a tech company have a P ratio of less than 10 and this thing's being sold off? Meanwhile, AMD, on the other hand, I'm sure their earnings, their revenue is growing a lot faster than what Intel is. I think Intel is like declining a little bit in quality as they get more competition. But what's the EPS here? The EPS is, well, that can't be right. The EPS is not 2 on AMD. No way. I think it's like 40 or something the last I checked. But I think AMD might be overvalued actually just because, not because it's a bad company. I think it's a great deal by itself. But comparatively to Intel, why is Intel so cheap? This company has not moved since like 2016. Like, what does the Intel chart look like over here? It's been absolutely crazy. But anyways, sorry, enough about that. We might have to wrap up the show real quick. I think we've got about a minute and a half left. It's been an absolutely fascinating show today. Thank you so much. And thanks again to Prad for helping everything in the back end today. Thank you to all the traders that went on there. We had Luca, we had Brendan, Ian today. I know he was a fan favorite. He's unfortunately out today, helping his girlfriend, move out, I believe. But wonderful guys. Thank you so much for all of them. Hopefully Prad's going to be back first thing Monday morning. The man's a tank. You can't keep him down. You can't keep a good guy down. He's going to be absolutely wonderful. I don't know how he does this job, to be honest.
That's
I'm always
the
running out
best.
of breath. So thank you so.
And you're doing an amazing job.
Ooh, thank you.
Crazy guys. We
Absolutely.
should, I was suggesting that 3 of us and you sitting
All
here on my lap.
Am I on your lap?
Yeah.
All right. Or maybe not every day, but I'll try to come on like maybe once a week or once 2 weeks or something
really
like that.
Nice, Tony.
Absolutely. Thank you again for all the love. I think we might still have a minute here. I always end the show a bit too early. Yesterday I was like, hey, Sean, you going to take it from me or something? But he's like, you got 2 minutes. What are you doing?
Yeah,
So-
to me this is a lot, right? No, Tony, thank you really so much. Viewers absolutely love you. You did a great job. I was personally myself enjoying watching the show yesterday, to co-host it today with you. And again, hopefully to see you many more times on the show. But we will see each other later for a bow,
Absolutely.
closing bow. Again, Daniel Shay will join us. So yeah, we should sign out somehow.
Yeah, that's
Right,
right.
Joyce?
True. Do I have, yeah. We kind of timed it well over there. It looked okay on the screen here
That's
from what I
fine.
see.
And it's actually 2 p.m. and I wonder if guys gonna throw it to Neil.
Neil, that's right. People.
Welcome to the closing show. Fantastic job by Tony the Tiger and Miss V back from her little bit of a hiatus. We got a fantastic show ahead for you guys. It's going to be an interesting end to a holiday week. Of course, a little bit of weakness in the overall market as we take a quick look at the big board here. You do see the NASDAQ down almost 1.5%. The Dow has managed to hold up, so it's still in green. The S&P down 0.5% so far. We still have crude in the midst of a little bit of a comeback.